yet,
You,
huh?
it,
Yeah.
you can tilt it down.
What happened?
I changed something here.
Echoing again.
I changed something here. Let's.
Your mom. Yeah.
Great,
said-
great job.
Wait a minute. Who said your mom? Was it
Did
just
you
me?
say- Yeah, I think it was you.
No one else said your mom.
I
did.
So I heard.
I didn't.
Get this off air, man. This echo is.
I know. I'm trying. It's kind of funny though. You know, if he was here, maybe he'd be helpful. Here, let me try to do
No.
this. No, that
He
didn't
wouldn't be
work.
helpful if he was here.
Gosh.
Yeah, I got my first comment was like this random guy, and I thought like he was interested in like my content, but he was just doing the sub for sub.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he was like, "Cool video, man. Hey, check mine out."
I don't know if anybody. I don't think he subscribed. I think he just left a comment.
There.
He made a comment about me doing. I mean, he said it looked good, but then he said, "You did it all on your table saw, huh?" I mean, I have a work.
Yeah, audio's going out now. We just can't use the headphones. That's all. That sucks. We'll figure that out another time. All right. So we'll do this.
It does feel a little more involved when the headphones are on.
Yeah. Well, part of it is
you can't hear any other.
Yeah.
You can hear yourself.
Well, the point of it is supposed to be like kind of.
You're kind of immersed in the
yeah,
conversation.
Yeah. So you don't hear any background noise. Stuff moving around.
There's really nothing else going on. Right
No,
here.
no. Except my cat walking around, probably gonna tear
Sniffing
something down.
stuff.
Yeah, he's a jerk.
Being a meow.
I still
Well,
don't hear nothing here.
well, it's gonna. I think it's
gotta
gonna be a
catch up.
5-minute delay. There you go.
5 minute.
No, well,
Oh,
okay.
there's
maybe
a
that's
noise.
a bit much. Maybe a minute. Welcome to the Global Geek Defense Force on the Geek Life. I am your host, Matt, and across from me for our new setup.
Captain Villain Black. You can call me Captain. You can call me Villain, but don't just call me Black.
Over here
Oh, on this side?
on that side.
Yeah, the bearded maker.
And who is here with us in spirit, but that's pretty much it. We've got. I'll let Ron say this because I don't think I'm allowed to yet.
It's the angry black man. What did you say? Angry black man in the house.
Yeah. So he couldn't make it tonight because I think he was having menstrual cramps or something.
Stu's calling me right now. Should I
Huh?
take the call? He's calling me.
He's calling you?
Yeah.
Why is he calling you?
I don't know.
All right, fine. Just let him know that he's on a live broadcast.
You can do video call.
Hey, man. What's up?
Hey, I can hear y'all now.
Oh, thanks. Appreciate that.
All right, thank you.
Do you want to say anything?
Huh?
Do you want to say anything?
No, man. I'll just listen to y'all, man. I mean, we gotta start talking about Avengers, you know.
Oh,
You know,
well, we're not going to because you and I are the only ones that saw it.
I saw it twice already. Really? LeBron saw it?
I saw it.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
When did you see it? I thought you said you hadn't seen it yet.
Hey, put out a post about it.
Yeah.
I
I was in the movie. I was supposed to see it with this guy, but he called me like at 8 o'clock. Yeah, called me at 8 o'clock. He was like, "Hey man, I'm going to Millstone."
Because I couldn't get a ticket. I'll show you.
Hung up on me.
all right. Well, I mean, there are other. I mean, do you want to talk about it? 'Cause-
You ain't bother me if you talk about it.
yeah,
I
'cause-
think,
yeah,
You
you-
care about spoilers. Though.
I think maybe.
I mean, it's barely been 3 days.
Yeah, I
mean,
think
it's
maybe
only
we
been
should we could talk about it without spoilers. And
That'd
then,
be tough.
I know.
Honestly, that'd be tough.
Well, I'm saying maybe we could talk about it without spoilers, and then talk about everything else, and then go back to it
Alright.
with spoilers after we're done.
Well, what'd you think of the storyline?
It was good.
Yeah.
It was surprisingly
How many people died?
good.
That's
So
all
what
I
are we
really-
doing? Are we doing?
Baiting.
Are we saying?
What?
I think we should stay away from spoilers right
Yeah,
now.
yeah.
And then
Because what
maybe
I
afterwards,
'cause-
after we finish talking about everything else.
I,
then go
I
back
didn't
into it?
I didn't know you'd seen it. I
Yeah.
didn't know Byron had seen it. I know Justin hadn't seen it. So what my plan for tonight was going to be was we do this live thing.
Yeah.
Maybe we talk about it non-spoilerly,
Okay.
and then later I just attach a spoiler review on the end of it. But if
Alright.
maybe towards the end that we want to do a spoiler thing, that
Sure,
way we
sure,
can
man.
tell. Yeah. So.
Yeah.
But in other news, I'm I'm wearing this jersey here,
Yeah, it's nice.
and what it is it's a
Jersey.
It's a jersey.
It
It's a
is,
hockey
yeah.
jersey.
It says Legion.
So it says Legion M, and Legion M is a fan-owned production company. So you buy stock in it. It's legit because they registered with the SEC, and they have real stocks. It's all on the up and up, and they're I think it's like Class B or something like that. But it's legionm.com, and they actually have they have a movie that they promoted that came out I think either a year and a half ago with Anne Hathaway called Colossal. That was their
Yeah,
inaugural
I've seen
movie.
a few minutes of that movie.
Yeah, I liked it. It's really dark.
Yeah.
So if you watch it, you go, "Oh, this is silly, stupid," sort of thing. as it goes on, it gets pretty dark.
Yeah.
It goes to a bad place.
Does it go to a sunken place?
Close. So next month, actually next week, there's a movie starring David Tennant. He's Kilgore in Jessica Jones. He was one of the doctors in Doctor Who. He's got a lot of things out there. He was in Broadchurch, the British.
Wasn't he also a doctor?
Yeah, Doctor
One
Who.
of the doctors?
Yeah,
Did you just
10th
say
Doctor.
that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so they have the movie's coming out. It's called Bad Samaritan, and the synopsis is really
Sounds
twisted.
familiar.
Yeah, the trailer for it only came out, I don't know, a couple weeks ago, and they showed on Sundance and all that. It's about there's a thievery scheme. So you have two valets, and one of them takes the car to the people's house. So people come in, they drop off their car, have the keys, usually, more times than not, has the house key with it, right? So they get the address from the glove compartment or whatever, or GPS, and they take the car and they go rob the house while the couple or the person is having dinner. The other guy keeps an eye on them and says, "Hey, they're finishing dessert, or they just started dessert. You've got probably about 10 minutes. Come back, with the car, whatever."
Seems like that wouldn't be very successful for very long. Like people would probably catch on.
Right.
To that, right.
You would think.
Right.
So, I don't know. They don't say how long this has been going on, or if this is even their first time or second time. So, David Tennant's character drops off his car, and one of the guys goes to his house, and he hears screaming, "Help me, help me," while he's trying to burgle the house. So he goes to investigate.
You say burgle?
I said burgle. So he goes to investigate because he's a burglar, and he's burgling.
I guess.
Yeah. And since David Tennant is from the UK, Scotland, I figured I'd use burgle because they use it a lot. So he goes the robber goes to investigate, and she's like, "Get me out of here! Save me! Get me out of here!" And because he's robbing the place, he's like, "I can't save you. And he apologizes, puts the thing back up, and he runs out. Later, he tells his buddy, and they end up going to the police. And so they go investigate his house, and
Wait, what are you talking? Is this a trailer?
that's a trailer. That
sounds like.
There's more, but that's where it ends. So now,
Okay.
now the David Tennant's character knows that these two did something. We're up to something, and now he's.
I thought you was about to tell us the whole movie.
No. I mean, that's all you see in the trailer. I mean,
okay.
you see, some messed up stuff, but only like snapshots of it.
Right. Yeah.
So Legion M back to this movie, and they're all around opening weekend. They are having fan events, so there'll be giveaways, goodie bags, and stuff for fans for movie fans to go out and get some swag, some merchandise and stuff. It'll be Bad Samaritan stuff and Legion M. So just as an example here, so you've got that. There's a little bumper sticker.
I am Legion.
Yep. And this is the mini poster for
Okay.
Bad Samaritan. So, and on the back says Legion M and Dean Devlin, producer director of Bad Samaritan and The Librarians, co-creator of Stargate and Independence Day, have joined forces with fans to release the new David Tennant thriller Bad Samaritan. Get access to fan exclusives, including opening weekend meetups with free Bad Samaritan gift bags while supplies last at www.legionm.com. So I backed it, and I'm not telling other people to go, but it's actually pretty cool. They did a live stream from think it was what's the film thing, the independent film thing out in Utah. Is that Sundance? No, that's not Sundance.
I don't know.
Yeah, no,
Yeah, I don't remember what it was,
No
but I
clue.
did. I moderated their Twitch stream, and they had they had he was in. I'm getting really bad with names for some reason. A very interesting name, Bennett. Bennett's his last name. Big guy. He was in Spartacus. Australian dude. He was.
Nope.
Not there yet.
He was Wade Wilson in the Arrow.
And what?
Manu.
Okay.
Manu Bennett. Manu
Okay,
Bennett.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
his name.
Still don't know what it is.
Wait, you've seen Arrow, right?
No, I
The
watched
TV show?
Arrow. Nah.
No, never. Really?
Nah.
I thought even through all of our discussions you'd seen it.
He plays who's that Sanahara or something like that. Was another show.
Yeah, the Sonara Chronicles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
But
Show
if you
either.
saw him, he's a character actor.
Mhm.
If you saw him, you'd recognize him.
Okay.
And he's got a very distinct
Mhm.
voice. So if you heard him, you'd be like, oh, okay.
Mhm.
And anyway. So yeah, the streaming the thing was pretty cool, and it's all fan run. So it's like the only executives are like, I think there's only like 5 of them, and then the rest are fans, and they ask for input from the fans. Where the direction the company should go and like that, and you directly get shares of the film. So if the film does well, then your price, value of your stock tends to go up. So, I mean, it's pretty cool. Check it out if you're curious. Good community. And like I said, on the back here. Oh, that.
Whoa!
Earthquake.
The whole production almost went down.
Yeah.
It says Geek Life on the back.
Yeah, it says
Just to say, you really
Ju-
couldn't
just
see
to
it.
show.
It's
just
like
to show the back of the
gag the life.
Eked life. So yeah, it's a fun thing. I've been with it for a little less than a year, whatever. So it's a lot of fun. TV shows. Has there been anything new that you guys have been?
I mean, there's plenty that came out. Jessica
Yeah.
Jones
Yeah.
came out. I watched that.
Yeah,
Did you watch Jessica Jones?
second season.
Yeah, I watched it. I don't even know what happened at the end. Like, I lost interest in it. So it just was not as good as the first season.
Let me tell you what happened to them.
Yeah, because I still don't know what happened. I mean, I got all the way to the point. I saw the ending of it, but I don't
Right.
know what happened with her and her mother.
The blonde girl
Right,
shot her
yeah.
mother.
Did she kill her?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay.
On the Ferris wheel.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I missed
Spoiler
that. Like, I fell
I mean, it's been
asleep.
out
and,
long
like,
enough.
yeah,
Yeah.
I fell asleep because I got up to the point where she was like, she had escaped prison, and it was just her and the mother together. And then I fell asleep, and then I woke up, and like everything was over, and I was like, I'm not even going back to see what happened. I don't care. Like, it just wasn't as good
Yeah,
as
they
it was.
ran. They tried to get some help. Like,
Yeah.
They helped a few people.
Yeah.
I mean, you're right. It wasn't super exciting.
Mm-mm.
I was kind of bored through it. I really would like to see her like fight more. I don't know what it was like
Yeah.
maybe in the comics, but
Yeah.
it seems like even when it was in what's the one they all did together?
Defenders.
Defenders,
Yeah.
yeah.
She didn't do anything.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, she did some punching in the hallway, but
That's
Yeah.
what
pretty much it.
she's not really a fighter though. I mean, she's just
The character or the actress?
the character. It's
Yeah.
more of the
Investigative.
investigating. Yeah. So it's kind of a different type of
Mm.
show. Yeah.
I mean,
wasn't she a super? Like at one point though, in her character storyline, she was a superhero.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then they killed. So then she should know
Well,
when it's time to fight how to do something, right?
I don't know.
I don't.
Like, if you just had super strength, then you just throw it. Because all she does is throw people. She
Yeah.
doesn't really like
Yeah.
punch. She just like grabs people and throws them.
I
And then,
guess so.
Yeah.
yeah, if you never learn how to fight, I mean, I don't know. If I can pick you up and throw you like across the room,
Right.
I'd probably.
Why bother punching?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, in comparison to like Luke Cage, nothing can. Well, not nothing, but most things can't penetrate his skin. So he really doesn't have to fight well. and he's going to outlast whoever he's fighting. So he just kind of slobber knocks whoever it is, just and throws him.
Yeah.
He can still get a concussion though, right? His
Well,
his
apparently,
his
yeah.
body
Well,
still feels the impact, even though the
Um,
skin isn't penetrable. Does it absorb all the kinetic energy?
Nah, because that's what happened in the first
Yeah.
season. He
Yeah.
got
Yeah.
shot in the head with that shotgun, and then he was
Yeah.
he was gonna die. Didn't it say? Because they couldn't get to his brain to relieve the swelling. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's his skin that's
So, like, none of his
impenetrable,
organs
but-
are-
Yeah.
any different.
Right.
So yeah, still just shoot him in the head with a shotgun and probably kill him. At least
Get,
knock him
get
out.
him no first aid.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just let and just bury him somewhere, and eventually he'll just die from natural.
Suffocation.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure he can still suffocate.
Okay.
He can probably still drown.
Yeah, I would think so,
Yeah,
because he doesn't have iron
you
lungs.
can still choke him. It's like when people talk about killing Wolverine, like
Yeah.
you can still drown him, right?
Well,
I mean,
Yeah, I
he
mean,
shouldn't be able
technically-
to swim very well, right? If his bones are
If
covered
it's
in
just metal.
metal,
Well,
he
it-
should sink like a rock.
Yeah.
well, you have the what's the ratio, like the displacement versus.
Yeah, but he's also muscular, so his
Right.
lack of body fat would also make him not very buoyant.
Well, I mean, they did drown him at the end of Futures Past or whatever.
He didn't drown. He was just
Well, he
down there.
well,
It didn't make
no,
any
I
sense.
think
like
he
still
did drown.
No, he was just down there. He was just.
But but the point is that you would have to keep him in a state of drowning, because
Why?
Because his regeneration, he'll constantly regenerate. and
Regenerate what?
constantly-
Right, you need
Drown.
oxygen.
You need
at that
oxygen.
point.
Like, what is he regenerating?
yeah.
Right. That as his organs fail because of the lack of oxygen,
Yeah.
they'll regenerate, but it'll just be in a constant
No,
flux.
no, like he can't regenerate from death. Like once you die,
No.
like it doesn't matter if your brain regenerates.
But
Like,
he's not getting to the point
get
of
outta
death.
here, kiddo.
He's not getting to the point. So, if you keep him,
His
like, at the
regeneration is
bottom-
not that fast.
I don't. He got shot, pushed out a bullet, and his skin healed.
You talking about when he got shot in the head?
Anytime.
Well, getting shot in the head, that's not really
Yeah,
gonna do
it's-
anything.
It's not very far for a bullet
Yeah.
to go.
Right, but like in the chest and stuff, he's
Yeah.
pushed bullets out. And,
Yeah,
you know,
that's
So,
different.
I mean, how long would it take you to regenerate from a bullet shotgun?
You know that
wound?
doesn't make any sense. Like if you get shot like in the heart,
Yeah,
he should be dead.
right.
Of course, that'd be a hard shot because you have to like shoot
Well,
through
no,
his
through-
ribs.
Through
Yeah, the
between
brain
ribs.
has to die for you to.
True.
You know, even though the heart stops,
Oh, yeah, that's
you're
true.
not dead
Yeah.
till the brain's gone,
Right.
which is shortly after. But
Yeah,
I would imagine he even with regenerative powers, you can't regenerate blood out of nowhere. You need sustenance and
yeah, that might be another way. Just
Yeah.
keep draining him.
yeah.
Just
I
mainline.
don't know, man. Like
Just mainline
Line
him
him
on a hose and
just
just
drip it
he's
out.
come back from one drop of blood. So, like when he was vaporized, he's come back from that. So
But I mean,
it doesn't make any sense.
yeah,
but
you can't generate nothing from.
he's
just a
always got
little-
something though, because his bones are encased in. Like that wasn't gone. Like I think he got like then he get like what the word I just said?
vaporize.
Vaporized, yeah. By a sentinel. Like the only thing was left was a skeleton.
Right.
So inside the skeleton are bones.
Bone marrow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those are
So-
cells.
Yeah, but bone marrow needs the material in order to generate.
No, it doesn't.
More
It's a
material.
comic book. What are we talking? Why are we talking about this? Why are we even on this? I brought it up. Never mind.
I mean, it is interesting on how to put in
That's
actual
weird, man.
physics.
Yeah,
and
none of this stuff makes sense. Especially
No.
like with like trying to do Ant-Man, like
Yeah.
how the whole thing of how he weighs the
molecules
same.
fold upon
Yeah.
each. Yeah. Well, that's
Everything-
coming out next month or 2 months.
Yeah, 2 months. Yeah,
So.
which I heard it's before Infinity War.
Yeah, the storyline.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Before,
See, before they were saying it's before and during, which I was like, oh man, I want to see it. But now after seeing Infinity War, man, I don't want to see anything else. Like I don't want to see Ant-Man. I don't want to see.
Captain Marvel.
I don't want to see Captain Marvel.
Why not? That's
I don't
just
care.
a flashback.
I don't care. Like, yeah, stop making these other movies. I don't care. I want to see Infinity War too.
but you
I don't
know-
want to see Venom. I don't want to see Deadpool.
Really?
No, I just want to see Infinity
Trailer
War
Venom
too.
looked pretty cool. The trailer
Yeah.
looked pretty cool.
I just think that when we saw Venom, I think that's the only time we're gonna see him.
No. I don't think so.
I think so.
I have a feel. I
Tom
have.
Hardy was running around a lot. with
Yes,
his-
but
Fair
that's
enough,
when.
yeah, with his face.
But you don't know how early in the movie. You don't know how early in the
Being
movie. that
him.
is.
yeah.
I made the joke that nobody took me seriously until I got a symbiote.
Why did you make that joke?
Because of Bane, nobody took me seriously
Oh,
until
okay,
I
I
got
got-
the smash.
I got you now. Yeah.
So
I still don't think people are taking him seriously. Venom looks
well.
pretty silly, but I don't know. He looks better than the Spider-Man, the
yes,
old one.
the the Spider-Man 3.
Yeah. It was kind of
Yeah.
cool how they like the little teeth came down and everything.
Yeah.
We are Venom.
Well, I'm willing
Alright.
to. I'm willing to
I'll give
let
it a shot.
Yeah.
yeah.
I'm
Still
willing
don't
to let it.
understand how you can do Venom without Spider-Man. I don't get that at
My
all.
my theory is they're probably going to go along the Agent Venom line.
Still doesn't make sense. Like the whole
Well, we
Didn't
we
the
don't.
whole like is the way Venom looks. Didn't that come from
Yeah.
seeing Spider-Man?
Yeah. Technically, that's how it's.
and like he's obsessed like with getting Spider-Man, and so was Eddie Brock. So that's
Right.
how the two came together. So now it's like there's no Spider-Man. I don't know.
give it a shot. They may address it in the
Yeah.
movie, so I don't know. I'm curious.
Spider-Man will be on TV, and Venom will be like, "Ah, that looks cool." Like,
Well, I'm just glad they're keeping it as an alien thing and not, oh, we developed something in a lab, which was a
No.
rumor. So
it looks like they're doing like, because it looked like it was more than one symbiote.
well,
so-
they did have 2 canisters.
Yeah.
So
It's
I don't
too
know.
early for that, man.
Yeah,
They start doing
if they put
different
Carnage in
symbiotes.
there,
Yeah.
I'm going to be pretty disappointed because that again,
whoa.
yeah, as you said, that's a little too early. But
Let's figure out who Venom is first
yeah.
before we start bringing in.
let him have his time to shine.
You know, it's
Play
gonna be
around
by
in the
itself.
neighborhood.
It's weird, man.
Yeah,
Venom without Spider-Man. It's just
I mean,
it's Sony though, so
they could pull it off.
we'll see.
Byron, what do you think?
Me think me should have been here today.
He's going to say the comic book's
Lame.
better than the movie.
the books are always better than the movies.
What else came out? Jessica Jones.
Jessica
the new
Jones.
season of Legion. Which I just finished the first season of Legion.
Yeah.
It
That was
is such-
confusing on its own.
Yeah.
But you know, watching them back to back helped a lot.
Did it?
Yeah.
Because I did watch I watched them serial, so like each week.
Yeah. Watching it
So,
all at once was
yeah.
pretty helpful.
All right, I might have to do that. But you got you're along the lines with me that it doesn't seem to be in a specific time period because there's stuff that
They make
don't
you
fit.
think based on the way things look and not necessarily the cars people drive, but the clothes
The
everybody
clothes,
wears.
yeah.
Yeah,
It seems like it's in the 70s.
Right.
Kind of the way people act in a way,
sure.
but nothing else really seems.
Kind of
Yeah.
like the background and like furniture and stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's like 70s, and other times it's like, wait a minute.
Correct.
Like at the
times.
end, weren't they driving like a newer model car
I don't
when they were
remember.
leaving out? I think
Maybe.
it was because they had, if I remember, it had like nice leather interior. I mean, not like they
Yeah,
didn't
that's what I'm
have it then,
thinking. I
but
think when
it was a newer car.
yeah, like when like they first got picked up and they were in the car and old girl switched. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. It was like a newer car.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But at
They
the,
didn't pull up in like a Pinto.
right. Well, the psychiatric ward.
Mhm.
You know,
It
I've said
definitely
this
looks 70s.
last time. It everything
Yeah.
looked 70s, but they had flat screen TVs and
Were they
monitors
flat
and
screen
stuff.
though, or were they built into the wall?
They looked like flat screens. You didn't see
They didn't even really have TVs that big though, did they?
no
Back then? Yeah.
no, and they were pretty big.
Right. Yeah.
So in the 70s, I think what the largest you probably had was maybe
20, 30 inches.
No,
maybe.
not even 30.
Yeah.
So I mean, I growing up, I remember I had an 8-inch black and white. Then when we replaced the 13-inch, I got the 13-inch black and white. So I mean,
Yeah, the one that like you turn it on, it goes ka-choom, and everything statically charges
right,
in the room.
and the hair on your arm stands up and everything.
You can always hear it. You
Yeah.
can always hear when the TV was on.
And then when you turn it off and you turn off the lights, you still see one
Like one little
dot just
Yeah.
pointing at you.
Yep.
Yeah, it's,
Yeah, we're showing our age.
yeah. Well, but yeah, I don't think those were large.
No, people I knew had
CTO.
those TVs.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Well, those types of TVs have been on television for kids today to understand.
Kids don't know
what
that
it's
stuff.
like.
Is.
They don't know.
Nah,
No.
they don't know.
Yeah, they don't know you could die if you pulled one over on you.
Mm.
You'd certainly be stuck there all day.
We had
Yeah.
when I worked at CompUSA in the Tech Depot, someone brought in a CRT monitor.
Story time.
Huh? Story time. So we were like, well, we need to get rid of this. So we had to follow the EPA guidelines on how to dispose of
Yeah.
CT. So you had to discharge it, which really dangerous, and all this other stuff. And I forgot how we ended up getting rid of it, but I wasn't
Throw it in
going
the
to just
dumpster.
Yeah,
till it
that's what I would
breaks.
have done.
So it makes the loud exploding sound.
watch the dumpster do a little dance. The Expanse came back. I've been I watched the first episode. That's the one with
That lady that talks
Oh,
real
yeah.
deep like a man.
she has like a carton of
I've
cigarettes a
seen
day.
it. She
Um,
got like the Big Ann's voice.
Yeah.
We're gonna take a look in the stores today.
Let me get you a coffee, hon.
Oh,
And I really liked that show, but I kind of when they went on hiatus last season, I kind of lost track of it. I didn't realize that wasn't like the season finale. It was we just took a break and
Just
we're
a
coming
few
back.
more.
Yeah, so I didn't watch those last parts. I got to go back and watch it, but I watched the first episode of season 3, and they kind of recapped a bit, and I was like, I don't remember half of this. So I was like, all right, well, maybe that was enough to catch me up. And I'm watching, and I'm going, I really don't care anymore.
yeah, it's weird how that is, man.
I like the show,
Yeah.
and a lot of people like the show, rightfully so. But
That's
I
weird how
lost
that
it.
sometimes you can just like, you know what, I'm not interested in this show anymore,
yeah,
and just kind of stop watching it. Like,
is there? Do you think is that a societal thing, or because I find myself doing that a
There's
little
probably
more
so much
frequently.
content available
Yeah,
that it has to really be something that grasps your attention and you want more of it. There's so many shows. You might
Right.
watch an episode of one and then I wanted to watch another one, but I missed when
Right.
it came
Too
on
much.
once or twice, and
Yeah.
who cares?
lost track.
Yeah.
mm,
Is there what's the longest running show you guys have seen?
The Walking Dead.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're on what 10, 11?
They just finished 8, I think. Yeah, I've been watching that since day one.
What happened at the end? They got kicked out, or the community got run over by zombies?
Uh,
They found another community at the very end.
Grandma got run over by a
It's
zombie.
definitely another community, but actually they did it different this time.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
They were gonna,
was
because
it
the leader,
humans?
yeah, because they had the leader and they slit his throat,
Oh,
so he thought he was dead, but then last minute they're like, go save him. So I don't know. It could be a little bit. It's a little bit interesting because he's done some pretty terrible things.
but not like the governor.
Huh? No, he's worse than the governor.
Oh, he's worse than the
yeah,
governor.
he like beat Glenn head, like he beat his head in,
Yeah,
like in front of everybody,
yeah.
and he did it to 2 people. So like both of them have significant others that are still there, so they're like want him dead, especially like with Glenn, his wife is there, and
Maggie.
her baby, yeah. So she like really wants him dead, but Rick's like, nah.
He's actually a
Can't
pretty
kill
cool
him.
guy.
Carl said he doesn't want to be, doesn't want him dead.
Yeah,
Wha-
Carl's
what-
dead, so.
Yeah, that's what I was about to
Yeah,
ask.
but the last thing that Carl was like, he wanted them to make peace. So, yeah.
He's like, Coral doesn't want him to die, so I'm not gonna let Coral. We're gonna let Coral's last will and testament.
Yeah, so.
So it's there because Coral said that he wants to make peace.
Yeah.
This guy is killing that whole group one by one or 2 by 2, and Rick's gonna still be like, well, but Coral said
I mean, that was like at the beginning of the season.
Before-
2 seasons ago.
before Glenn got his head
When they-
bashed in.
Yeah, that was like when they first met that group. And it was
And-
kind of like,
So does he now want to kill him or no? Still, Rick.
no.
No,
They're kind of
because
like,
Coral said.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, your son's dead, and that's the last thing he wrote to him. And he was kind of on the good side with the other guy too. So it's kind of just like, what are we fighting for? Like there's zombies out here. Why are we fighting each other? That kind of thing. So just saying, it's just different than how it usually is. It's just gonna kill this guy, and then we're gonna be here for a while, and then we're gonna get overrun.
But
It's
are
time to
there
go
st-
somewhere else.
Are there
Yeah.
still
That's
cookies?
usually what happened. Yeah.
Are there still cookies?
Yeah, from what's her name?
Oh,
The
Carol.
Yeah, Carol. Carol.
She didn't do too much bacon.
She doesn't do too much
Nah,
bacon.
No more.
She dead?
Nah, she's not dead, man. Nah, she's just on a different path. That's the thing. A
So
different path.
are they still in the southeast?
They are in Virginia, I believe now.
They didn't get very far in 8 years.
I mean, but to be fair, that's a lot of zombies. You would have to move slowly.
Yeah.
Just wade through the zombies.
But why? Why would you go anywhere? Like,
Yeah,
don't
if you
know.
found somewhere safe, you just stay there.
yeah,
But did they find somewhere? I mean, 2 of them died.
there's nowhere safe.
Right.
Well,
that's-
didn't they find somewhere and then they thought that there was another place or something like that?
Yeah,
that
they're
left
finding
to
like
go?
different communities
Yeah.
now. So the place that they did find actually got burned down. So then they moved to another community.
But that one fell in a swamp, burnt down, and then but they built another one. And
Yeah.
that one was ransacked.
I mean, there's
by
only so
Huns
much
and-
stuff you're gonna do except for like there's another group they haven't run into that's in the comics.
Mm.
And they actually like wear zombie skins. So
That's interesting.
yeah,
so
it
it's
is
sort of like Mashan to the like 500th degree.
Yeah. So like the first time you see them, like you see zombies walking around and they just think it's regular zombies, and then one of them or two of them like say a couple words, and you're like, oh, okay, so the zombies are like evolving now. That's what you're thinking, but then like it gets revealed later on that those are actually just people dressed up as zombies. Like they like skin zombies and put the whole zombie jumpsuit on just to kind of like blend in. He's like, yeah, how would that work? I don't know. I don't know how you skin a
I mean-
person and wear it.
Right. And but besides, you'd have to find someone larger than you.
I mean, but
You'd-
wouldn't everything be rotten by then, and the flesh wouldn't be it wouldn't be
It
usable?
would just be
I would think so.
like when you
just right off of you.
tan leather from like a deer, you got to get it off pretty quick and start preserving it like
Well,
pretty fast.
well, I think because of probably because
They've been
of the,
walking around dead for a couple of years.
Yeah, we
Right.
start
Skin-
if you start going into the science of zombies, man, this is not gonna be.
Well, if we're going into the science of zombies,
yeah,
it wouldn't have lasted 8 years or however long
Nah,
anyway,
they'd
because
all
the
be
zombies would have starved or just degenerated and
Into
rotted
nothing.
and
that's
gone
not
away.
true though, because whenever you die, you become a zombie. So it doesn't
But
matter if you get bit
eventually-
or not.
Yes, but eventually
Nah.
the population will dwindle because of
No,
lack of
'cause
food.
You would have outbreaks.
Yeah.
I get
You
what
have
you're
outbreaks
saying.
all the time, man.
Somebody
it's
would
like
die and then bite
Yeah.
somebody, and then it'd be.
what is
yeah.
the death rate? Like every 8 seconds, someone dies.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Well, that would slow down.
yeah. Eventually, the
time,
population
There
would
be
run
less,
out.
Less alive people,
Less
but
al-
you would still have outbreaks.
Right, but it wouldn't
Yeah.
matter anyway because we'd all be dead.
That would suck, man. Like you think you're like in a good spot, and all it takes is one person to like slip and fall, like some
You'd
old
have to
lady,
go-
old
you'd have to
lady or
go
something.
Back. Like when you hit an age, you'd be like, nope, it's time for you to wander
Yeah.
off. It's time for you to open the gates.
Put 'em
time
off
for
the
you to
pasture.
wander off. Yeah,
Oh man.
just head out in the woods.
Now, my question is: all right, you have somebody that's terminally ill, or whatever. Do you throw them out, or do you end them and then throw them out so they don't have to suffer and just let them go with zombie?
Why not?
What?
Why not have like an incineration chamber?
Just burn them up,
Yeah, then they're not going to be a zombie.
Kevorkium,
or-
and then burn
Yeah,
'em?
you gotta. I don't know about that.
What?
You gotta let them turn.
Why?
Do you?
Yeah, man. That's. I don't know. You can't just kill somebody because.
He'll get better though.
I mean, terminally ill is different. Like if they get bit, then I understand that. But if they're terminally ill,
Right.
I don't know about just killing them. Like you're gonna die anyway. So.
What if they go in the night and you're sleeping and stuff, and then all of a sudden
Well,
they wake up and then they bite you?
I think at night you have to like strap them down. They're
Everybody-
like
everybody has to sleep in like a.
they have to go in a jail cell basically.
I mean, at what age though? At what age do you go? Okay, so you're a part of this group now. You're part of this other community.
I think
You
everybody
guys
just
have
needs
to
to sleep in
sleep
jail
over here.
cells. Everybody sleeps in jail
That's
cells.
fair.
Yeah. So you
So the
know,
place catches on fire, right?
then you're screwed anyway. Man.
Everybody's turned into.
Yeah.
Well, do you, I mean, can you be a skeleton, or you need to have some sort of organs?
That's a good question.
Like if it just rots completely down. So as
Or,
long as
or if you burn up.
I mean, as long as the brain is intact, yeah.
So if you have your nervous system,
Not your nervous system. You just need a. They just need a brain.
Yeah,
Because
you can't do shit else without a nervous system.
zombies
well,
don't need anything. They just need a brain. Because if you just cut their head off, the head's still alive.
Fair enough.
I mean
Yeah.
but then it's neutralized.
Not really.
Is it going to use its tongue to
Look, man,
roll around?
I saw a movie where somebody threw a zombie head at somebody and it bit them. Yeah, man. So
What movie was this?
I can't remember. I'm trying to remember. I think it was Brain Dead. Is that the name of it? The
I
Peter
thi-
Jackson
it's-
movie?
I think so.
Somebody would eventually come along and be like, "Oh, look at this head. Let me put it in something
Right.
and like carry it around like a trophy."
Yeah.
And then it would wind up.
I'd put it in a
biting
birdcage.
Somebody.
It was a Walking Dead video game. The guy carried heads around.
Yeah.
Carried the heads of his wife and his daughter. And he would talk to them.
That's creepy.
That is
Yeah.
really creepy.
Yeah.
I mean, hey,
Were they,
what do you think they were?
well, were they like dead or were they
Undead.
Dead?
undead?
They were undead, yeah.
So they were gnawing in what would he
It was like a bowling ball bag. You know what I mean?
really?
Hey, honey.
Yeah, man. It's a game. It's a
that-
good game, man.
That's not
It's a
very
really good
dignified for family members.
I mean, what are you gonna do?
You end it.
Hmm.
He had never mind. It's neither here nor there.
He was crazy.
Yeah, well,
anyway. He's the
apparently.
main antagonist of the game, so they wanted
So
to
y-
let you know he's crazy.
So you play as him.
No, you play as random.
Oh,
A
he's the
random guy.
antagonist. Okay.
Yeah, it's a good game, man.
Yeah.
It's a really good game. It really is, man. The first one, season 1,
Yeah.
was good.
That's the Telltale
Yeah.
series because they've been releasing a lot of interesting games lately.
Lately, yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Because didn't they do a Marvel one recently?
they did, yeah, Guardians of the Galaxy,
Right.
and then they did a Batman one,
Mm,
and they did a Game of Thrones. Which
Right.
I played the demo of the Game of Thrones. It was pretty good.
yeah.
But
They did a new Batman.
mm-hmm.
What was it called? Because I like the
Uh,
last few that came out. I really enjoyed playing it.
No, it's these are like story-based games.
Oh, I see.
So it's like pick this choice and this character will
Oh,
do
okay.
anything. It's almost like just watching a show, really, and it's kind of interactive. Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you
Because
ever play any of those, the Batman
What?
games?
Like the Arkham Asylum.
Arkham,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, they were pretty fun.
yeah. They're all fun.
I
yeah.
played the first one, and I realized how good that was. But I think the next one was the third one that I got, and I
Mhm.
didn't get through the whole thing.
Mm.
But I just have.
That's
I
the
haven't
one with
had
like the
time.
Red Hood, I think.
I think so.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but I've been
I'm not
meaning
sure
to
if
get
I ever
back
beat
into
that one
it.
either, but it was pretty fun to play.
So that brings an interesting point. They do well with some developers do well with the DC games. All right.
What?
Huh?
Nah.
What? We were
That
talking
was-
about the
that's it.
Arkham. What?
That's it.
That's it.
Just
Just
the
the
Batman.
Batman.
You're just Batman. Like
Well, a little Lego.
Lego. What?
The
Those
DC
are for
stuff.
kids, man. Those are all the same.
What the Marvel? I love the Marvel Lego superheroes.
It's the same thing. There's like
So?
there's like 7,000 characters.
Yeah, it's
but
fun.
really there's only 4 because
Well,
they all do the same
same
thing.
thing.
Yeah. This one's a shooter. This one's a grabber, clawy guy. This
Yeah, but
one's
getting the character itself. You know.
yeah, it's for kids, man.
Yeah.
You can't even die.
Well, you can.
No, you can't.
It just
Temporarily.
very
Yeah.
it's just very
Like a
temporary.
couple seconds.
I bet if you held the Lego character underwater for a lot.
Yeah, but other than
Constant
that,
flux
man,
of
there
drowning.
there really aren't any good Marvel games.
Well, Spider-Man's coming out soon. The new
It's not.
Spider-Man
It's not going to be
I
good.
saw the preview. You didn't see the
Really?
game trailer?
from Insomniac.
It
Yeah.
looked fun. It looked
Yeah,
fun to me.
it's not going to be.
What do you mean?
It's probably not going to be. It's probably not going to be good.
To be
Man.
fair though, how do you incorporate with just a few buttons all of the?
The moves that you can
Yeah,
do?
yeah.
Well, you'd probably have.
You got to stick within a genre. Okay.
I
you
mean,
can
they might-
You can shoot some web. You can maybe swing
Well,
from this place, but
the-
not from everything, right?
Well, probably what they're going to do, because I haven't seen the demo. All I saw was like the early demo when they first announced it. But they're going to use the MCU Spider-Man, so the one that you're going to see in Infinity War, which is this isn't really a spoiler because everybody's seen it, Iron Spider. But if you saw the
The one with the 8 billion options of.
right,
Right.
but you saw Homecoming, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you know how he was able to select the stuff.
Right.
So they'll probably have some sort of like dial wheel that you can select the different types of webbing or.
I mean, that's
or
like
style.
any other game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It'll-
Yeah, but I'm
There's only so much they can do, man. I mean,
Yeah.
well. I have a feeling it's going to be like you guys remember the game Prototype?
Nope.
Yeah.
No,
mhm.
you do.
Yeah.
Prototype. Best way, I guess it's like Venom, but not the whole body. I guess would be the best
It
way
was
to
just his
describe
arms,
it.
right?
Yeah, it was his arms, and I think at one point he had wings or just like a glider
Mhm.
type thing. So, and doing different things and being in different locations, a lot of it is going around buildings and stuff. So I have a feeling that Spider-Man is going to be what this was, but
Something
skinned
like
as
that.
Spider-Man and probably a little bit more fun.
Maybe it'll be like Spider-Man 2.
The movie or the game?
The game.
I,
It was
I never
open
played
world.
the Spider-Man.
Oh, yeah.
Spider-Man?
That was the last good
Spider-Man?
Spider-Man. game.
Spider-Man?
It was like open world.
Yeah.
And like you could swing around. It had different types of swinging that you could do,
Mm.
but you could pretty much swing around.
But
from-
can you swing from a star?
No.
No.
It had to be buildings around.
It had
Yeah, because if you go like in Central Park,
Right.
you'd just be running.
Thud.
Yeah.
Well, at least they covered that. You know, because like
Yeah.
they did in the movie. It's
That
like,
was funny. It's just,
okay.
Up yeah. I don't know, man. It's hard doing a Marvel game.
Yeah. Because
So-
it's going to be
It
scrutinized.
seems like it should be easy, but I don't know, man.
There's going to be a lot of scrutiny. There's going to be it's going to be very critical.
Yeah.
Um,
I don't even know if there's money in that anymore. It seems like all the games now are like mobile games.
What would be the easiest character?
easiest
Based on like
monetarily,
all of
or
the movies and stuff, like stick within that character range.
Are you talking
Like
easy
from-
money or
No,
easy
like the
mechanics?
best to play.
Best to play.
Like the easiest to like.
Probably-
Like I would think Hulk, right? Because it's right there.
They had a good
That
Hulk
came to
game.
mind.
Yeah, and there was like you could just like
'Cause you
smash
just make
everything.
it really strong. Yeah.
Yeah. Wolverine had a good game too, which
Mhm.
was surprising because it was M for mature,
Mhm.
and he was like ripping people in half and like cutting off heads, and I was like, oh. And it was based off of like Hugh Jackman, so
Right.
it was like, what? I don't remember this in the movies except for like Logan, but
Right.
this was like PS2 era, I think. PS2,
right. So
PS3.
well before Logan.
yeah.
You know, as silly as it was, and a lot of people didn't like it, or quite a few. The Deadpool game was fun.
I never played
Yeah,
that.
it was
no.
pretty fun.
Yeah.
I enjoyed playing
My,
that.
my
Yeah,
only
yeah.
complaint was that the ambient dialogue was kind of repetitive. Like when you do a combo or do something, it was
Yeah,
like, "Brr," it was like
Just spouting off one-liners.
Did
like-
I
Yeah.
borrow it from you? I don't remember if I
you may
had
have
it.
borrowed it. Yeah, I think you did. Or I mean, I had it, so I may have loaned it to you.
I thought I owned it. I was gonna
I don't
say I'll
know,
let you
you-
borrow it. That's what I was getting.
Oh,
at.
okay.
But I
Yeah.
couldn't remember.
I don't know. You may have. I don't know.
No, if I borrowed it, I gave it
Yeah.
back.
Which reminds me, I have to give you back your Idiocracy.
Did you watch it?
No, unfortunately.
What?
No, never mind. I will watch it though. I'll
It's a funny
watch
movie,
it
man.
It
digitally.
is.
Yeah.
It's a documentary.
Yeah,
It's
at this
getting-
point, yeah.
We're not that far along.
No,
Getting there.
right around the corner. There's a comedian just had. I think this is the 5th week of his show, Barry, on HBO. It's pretty interesting. He plays a veteran, and he came back, and his father's war buddy gave him a job as a hitman. So you join the series with him, doing his job, and then he finishes, and you just see him feeling very lackluster and uninspired. So he's kind of like moping around, and so they have a job to do out in L.A. What, does this sound familiar? Oh, okay. And he discovers acting.
Mm.
So now he wants to just be an actor, and his
After being a hitman.
right, and
Huh.
his
I think I've
partner or
seen the
whatever.
trailer for that.
Yeah.
Sounds vaguely familiar.
Yeah, you probably have. It's called Barry.
Is it?
Yes, And so when he tells his partner that he wants to do acting, his partner who plays he was in Office Space. He was Milton. Name is Miss Tapler. Okay. So and a whole bunch of other characters. I just don't know his name. He's that guy in that movie that everybody knows, but they don't know him.
Excuse me. Excuse me.
So he goes.
I could listen to my music
At a reasonable level.
So he turns to Barry and he goes, "Well, you do realize that being a hitman and being an actor, they're not very conducive to each other, because an actor, you tend to get known and noticed. As a hitman, you tend not to want to get known and noticed."
I mean, if you kill everybody, though,
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, at that
it might
point,
actually work in your favor, because then they
Just
would want to be
everybody.
around you, right? If you were famous,
Yeah,
it might work in your
Yeah,
favor. You
sure.
could just invite people.
over and
Yeah.
unsuspecting.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened. They just fell over having a drink. Yeah, no, that could be. But you know, so that's where it goes, and he's like trying to be a normal human being with a hitman pass that he can't get away from.
Yeah, it's
that
like, how do you
stuff.
come back from that?
Yeah, it's actually pretty funny. It's pretty dark. So if you have dark humor, that's one for you. Yeah. So I really want to talk about Infinity War. really
Some
do.
other shows. Black Lightning. Anybody seen that?
No,
I watched. I missed a few episodes, and then
Yeah.
I was like, you know what? I'll wait till the whole series is over, and I'll go back and
Yeah.
watch the rest of it.
It's on
Right.
Netflix now.
Is it?
Yeah, I saw last
Really?
night. Yeah, I was like, man, that's quick, man.
Yeah.
that's what I
Because
was about to
the
say.
season finale
It
was like
this
2 weeks
week.
ago.
I
or
thought it was
something.
this week.
Yeah. And I was saying, I was like, man, that was quick, but it's on Netflix already, the whole
I got
season.
up to the part where him and his daughter kind of figured out who each other
Yeah,
were.
that's
and then
how-
I missed
that's
the
where I
next
got
few
to.
episodes. Yeah.
That's the same thing that happened to me.
I kind
It's
of
a
gave
weird
up
channel.
on CW.
It's a weird, yeah. I don't have CW, so I
Yeah.
had to watch it online the day after. But
Right.
I mean, I'm so far behind on all my shows. It's like I don't even know, because then more shows came on, and then it was just like. But I mean, I was kind of surprised at it, because man, I watched The Flash the other day.
Yeah.
Oh man,
Rough.
Yeah, they're boring now.
It's
Flash and
stupid.
Arrow are taking a huge dip. Because
Yeah.
I've watched both of them all the way through.
Yeah,
sure.
And they're pretty. Like, I'm not very excited when I
It
see.
just
Oh, there's a new
became-
one on.
so campy,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
and just crazy. Like, what happened to the show? Like,
I stopped watching like
Yeah.
a year and a half ago. That's
I didn't watch last season,
Yeah.
and then I just happened to. I think I was watching Black Lightning,
Mm.
and then that came on like right after it came right on, and then I was like, "What?" It was like Plastic Man was on there. I think it was Plastic Man. It
really
was like stretching around all
Yeah,
over the
yeah,
place.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's
And
interesting.
he was just doing. He was just like a straight slapstick character.
Mhm.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I think wasn't he in the comics? He was pretty.
I don't know, DC. But then like the Flash was acting like that too, and then
Right.
everybody was like, "Man, it reminded me of Power Rangers." You
Yeah.
ever seen Power Rangers? You
Yeah.
just watch
Yeah,
Power
I
I
Rangers?
just watched
Yeah.
a movie not too long ago. The one that
Oh, the
Oh, no.
movie you're talking
No,
about?
I'm
Oh,
talking
the
about
TV series?
yeah, the old TV
Yeah.
series.
I've
Like
caught a
not,
couple.
huh?
I've caught a couple.
Yeah, it's like really campy, really corny.
That
Yeah.
sounds like a lot.
No, I don't.
I saw all the series.
But yeah, Black
That was
Lightning
my
was.
favorite.
It's. I mean, yeah, I'm gonna try to finish it. I really like the villain. I like the villain. He's pretty
I think that's kind of biased since you've got villain in your name.
biased.
Bias.
Tobias. Tobias Well. I kind of like that character, but
Maybe I'll give it a shot. You know, because
yeah.
like, I just
CW is now. Yeah,
Yeah.
there is some kind of corny stuff on there, but you know, it's the CW.
It was a pretty good show. I mean,
Yeah.
it was as good as the other CW
superhero.
shows.
Yeah.
Yeah.
well, that Krypton. I watched the first.
I like that
episode
one.
of
It's pretty good.
I haven't.
Oh.
You don't like it?
I didn't watch it.
Uh,
no.
Of course.
it was
Here's the thing,
interesting.
though. I don't know.
Right.
Like, I don't know history or
characters.
if it's right or wrong.
Right.
Or I didn't read anything beforehand to know. Oh, they're not following this storyline.
Right.
Yeah.
It just seems cool to me.
Yeah, that's sometimes it's better than that. When
Yeah.
You don't know. Yeah.
Yeah. No,
It's
you,
just a
you
new
absolutely.
experience. Yeah.
Because then you turn into one of those guys. The book is better.
Well, the book is better than the movie.
Yeah.
But I got a very CW vibe from it.
Yeah.
you know, is like,
That's tough to shake.
Yeah, I was like, oh, this maybe could
I
be.
mean, maybe.
My
maybe.
cat thinks it's garbage. He's
Yeah,
trying to
he's
bury
like-
it.
Talk about something else.
He's like, excuse me.
Um,
Pardon me.
So, Westworld is back on.
Yeah, did you
Yeah.
catch the premiere?
It was.
What'd you think?
It seems like it's gonna be interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's like the main robot, Dolores. I guess she's
Yeah.
gonna be the villain. She's
Well,
just
is
riding
she a
around
villain?
murdering people.
Is she a villain?
She's murdering people.
But is she a liberator?
I mean, from my perspective, that
Yeah.
I'm a human, I would think she was a villain because she's murdering
Yeah,
humans.
human.
So, yeah.
Have you seen any of the?
No, I gotta go
Westworld?
back. I found the place where I can catch up on all of
Right.
it. So I gotta go back and watch the first season, and then
If you don't watch it binge, it won't take away from it. So if you watch, one
Mhm.
and then you go and you come back and watch, it you don't get lost. But it's very interesting on how they done things.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's what's his name? There's
Hmm.
two of them. Bernard.
There's two Bernards.
Yeah, you didn't notice that?
No.
Really?
Nah.
You have the one with the the special operations humans,
Yeah.
and then you have the one where it's with that gal from last year. So there's two of them.
It's not two of them.
Yes, there are.
That was a different timeline.
How?
We jumped forward because everybody was dead. It was two different times.
Are
So
you sure?
because Teddy was in the water. I don't know if you can
Well,
catch that.
yeah,
Teddy
no,
was
I
in the
did,
water.
yeah.
Yeah.
It was hard
So-
to pick him out because they did a really good job with makeup, and he looked really bloated.
Yeah.
It was hard to tell.
So this is kind of telling us like it jumped
It's
forward.
Okay.
I didn't realize it until I saw Teddy, and I was
Right.
like, wait a minute, because it was weird because like he's freaking out. I guess he was just like glitching out. I guess I
Right.
don't know.
Well, no, he
And then-
got shot or something, and he was like losing blood.
I don't know.
Yeah, no, he did. No, he had a concussion. I remember he put
Yeah.
his finger up to his ear, and then he went like this, and he
The
had
liquid
the
was
liquid
coming
there.
out, but he was
Yeah.
trying to fix himself.
Right.
When he went down there with Valkyrie.
So he.
Yeah.
So he had to stick himself in the head to get,
Yeah.
I guess, fluids.
But
going.
then that's where it just kind of got weird, and then jumped forward a little bit. I don't know how much forward that is, but I mean, yeah, it looks like it's gonna be pretty much the same confusing show as it was
yeah.
last season.
Are you
like
hoping that
Legion.
there's going to be Shogun World and all that? Because they did allude to it. And
Well, the
the
previews for
samurais
the
and
one that's coming on tomorrow, she
Yeah.
was like dressed in a kimono.
Kimono?
Yeah, what's her name?
well, and they had the tiger there, the Bengal tiger.
Yeah,
Said, "How did he get here?"
he swam
So
apparently. That's what it looked
Maybe.
like. Well, he tried to swim because
right.
he didn't make it.
no.
He was like washed up. So, yeah.
So maybe metal things can float. Going
We
back
all
to-
float down here, Georgie.
I haven't seen that. Have you seen the remake?
Yes,
Yeah.
man.
Was it good?
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. I mean, it's a horror flick. Like horror flicks, you can't. Oh, that was a really good horror flick. Like what? No,
That scared the crap out of me.
Yeah,
I
like,
pooped myself.
they're all the same, man. It's not really
yeah.
unless it's Mama.
Mama?
Yeah, you ever seen Mama?
No.
Oh man, that was the freakiest one, man. Horror movie I think I've seen because I was like, most of the horror movies they're like, oh, a bump.
Yeah.
Like, oh, what was that?
Jump scares.
Yeah, and then
I
you're
can't
like trying to
stand
figure out what the ghost is gonna be the
Mhm.
whole movie.
Right.
This was like like the first 5 minutes of the movie. They're like, all right, this is what the ghost looks like, and
Thanos?
it's freaky. Yeah, like the whole time that ghost was just weird, and it was freaky. And it was always doing creepy stuff. So it was a good movie. I
Yeah.
liked it. Mama,
It-
if you like horror flicks.
What time frame is it in?
What you mean?
Like, is it like is it present?
Yeah,
Or is it-
yeah, it was like a present movie. Like so I guess what happened? I can't remember the whole story, but
Right.
there was two little girls that I think their father was like doing something to him. I can't remember the story, but it was basically 2 little girls that got raised by this ghost, and then I guess child services finds them, and they try to adopt them, or they try to get them adopted, and then you know, of course, the ghost comes with them,
Right.
and then yeah, the ghost is trying to get them back, and the foster parents are like, what? These kids are crazy.
I've seen that. Or I've heard you talk about it before.
I might have.
MOMMA, Mama.
MAMA.
Oh, Mama.
Yeah.
Okay. Mama, not Mama. Okay.
It's one of those-
it does sound familiar. I think we
It's
did.
one of those
talk about
movies
it
I probably
before.
talked about.
Yeah, I'll have to check
liked
that
it.
out.
It's like The Fog.
There was
All-time favorites.
The Fog,
Yeah.
the new one or the original?
The new one was good. Yeah.
Yeah.
The new one was all right. But the old one was
with the movie Punisher,
yeah. Yeah.
Thomas Jane.
The movie, yeah.
Yeah.
And like half the cast from The Walking Dead, yeah. It was, man, I only liked the ending because it was a bad ending. And you're like, what? What? It's like when you play a game and you get the bad ending,
Right.
and you're like,
Like
I gotta
that-
go back and play that again.
Well, people have thrown controllers at their TVs for that.
Yeah.
I saw. I don't know why I'm so bad with names lately. With Natalie Portman, the shimmering thing. What was it called?
Sounds like your cat's doing laundry or something in there.
What is he doing?
You hear it?
Don't mind me.
He's like making a whole bunch of noise. Like, what is he doing?
He's doing
It's not
something
like
to
cat
annoy me.
noises though. It's like human noises. Like, I'm just throwing a load of laundry in.
He's working on a STEM project. I told Justin he was smart. He's
Yeah.
doing robotics. I'm trying to find the name of this stupid movie,
With Natalie
but it wasn't
Portman.
a stupid movie, huh?
You said with Natalie Portman.
Natalie Portman
And shiny things.
and shiny things.
Why are you trying to find
Natalie
that?
Portman. Yeah,
On Netflix, there's a
I'm gonna scream it out if I find it.
Day of the Dead remake. Day of the Dead. Dead of the Dead. Dawn. Dead. It's a zombie movie.
Did you just have a stroke?
I think it was Day of the Dead. I think it's called Day of the Dead. But it's a Romero.
I've seen that.
Yeah, it's a Romero remake. It's terrible. So I just want to put that out there because that was a disgrace to that movie.
Yeah.
Because those are really good movies. The Romero
Well,
movies: Night of the Living Dead, Dawn of the Dead, Day of the Dead,
Yeah,
Land of the Dead.
I think Del Toro is also doing stories that you tell in the dark or something like that, where he's like producing it or something.
What? Why did you say him?
Because you said,
No, I didn't.
I thought you did.
I said
sure?
Romero.
Oh, Romero.
Yeah, George R. Romero. Yeah, the father of the modern zombie.
Zombie, right?
Yeah.
But Benicio, not Benicio.
Benicio del
Was it-
Toro.
Didn't they do a remake of one of Romero's movies?
I don't know.
I thought they did.
I don't think so.
One of the brothers did.
Maybe I don't
Yeah.
know, but that one was terrible. I was upset that they existed and they were actually trying to. Because Day of the Dead was actually one of the better ones, where the zombies were starting to evolve, and this one was just stupid. And it ended good. They found a cure to zombieism. I was like, no,
That's not how any
no
of this
zombie
works.
movie have ever done that. Like, where we found the cure from this guy's blood. So I was like, what? No, that doesn't.
That sounds like World War Z or whatever.
Yeah, that was bad. Those weren't zombies. So I don't know.
The movie was Annihilation.
Annihilation.
Yeah. It was. Have you seen Arrival with Hawkeye? And,
Yeah.
I know what movie you're talking about though, but I
Yeah.
haven't seen
I would recommend watching it. It's a good movie.
it. Really?
Yeah.
It's not horrible.
No, I mean because they jump around in the timeline,
Mm-hmm.
so you kind of have at the end of the movie you actually understand what happened with the timeline. So with Annihilation, it's thought provoking. It's definitely pretty interesting, and they have only like a couple jump scares, but they are vicious.
Vicious jump
Ver-
scares.
Like the gore, there's not a lot of it, but when they throw it out there, it's memorable. But the storyline's interesting, and then there are a couple twists in there. So it's it's
It's
a
a
fun
movie.
movie.
It's a movie. Check it
Yeah,
out.
it's a movie. Go watch a movie. So
Try it out.
There's
Yeah,
one
try
on Netflix I saw after I watched it the other day, and I was very upset. I was like, I gotta watch something else,
I need
and
to
it
feel
was
better.
with Sam Worthington, and I was like, what happened to him? Like, because like he was in everything for a while when he was like the big action star. He just get old. Because it's like all of a sudden,
Sam Worthington is.
he was in. There was like those Greek movies. What was it? What were they called? I don't
Oh,
remember.
right. Yeah.
But there was like a little
Spartacus. He was in Spartacus.
There was like
wasn't
Spartacus, and then what was the remake? Claymation movie. It's like Clash of the Titans.
he? Oh,
He was in the class. It was
Right,
like two
right.
of those or something like that.
Yeah.
And then there was like just a string of movies he was in, and all of a sudden he was just gone.
Mm.
And then yeah, Netflix has a show on there where they're like Earth is not going to be inhabitable, so they're trying to figure out a way that they can make humans evolved to go stay on this
Oh, the
planet called Titan.
Titan.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. I haven't watched that yet. Was it good?
Yeah. Like it had a good concept, and yeah, like and it's like a lot of with modern movies, man. The ending, they just like it's like almost they don't know what to do. It's like they get there, like, oh man, this is a pretty good concept, and then it comes the end of the movie, and you're like, what? That didn't make any sense. Like, okay, yeah, I just watched it, but you know,
It's like one of two things happen. Either the writer lost all his inspiration, or
quit.
the it could be, or the studio the
Yeah.
studio said, "Oh no,
No,
that's
we
too
can't do
dark
that."
or whatever. We got to change it."
yeah, I don't
It's
know
like,
what it
that
was.
doesn't work.
But it just seemed like the ending just didn't match with the rest
Mm.
of the movie. But I mean, it's an interesting movie to watch.
Yeah.
You know, the endings don't always have to be great. I
No.
mean, it's just the going through like, cause there's movies that we know that what the endings are gonna be, like Star Wars.
Right.
Like we already knew how it was gonna end, but you know, just seeing how they got there was, I guess, what everybody was interested in.
Did you guys see the Netflix series? Why am I keep forgetting this? The one where it's like you can store your
Altered
brain on,
carbon.
altered
yeah.
carbon.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was good, man. That was right.
It's a scary prospect, though.
Yeah.
Some of it was confusing. Like
Yeah.
when he was doing the double thing, and then there was two of them.
The double thing.
Yeah, like he
At
had.
the end where he was double. In
Yeah, it
two
was
bodies.
two of them.
Oh, yeah.
Like you get in one body, and then that body gets into another body, and then there was two of them,
Right.
and I was like, what? Wait, okay.
That was like his backup plan, so he'd survive.
yeah.
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 That was kinda
yeah,
weird.
He
And then they
put
were
him
talking
in
to
a
each
safety
other.
deposit box.
Then
up
they
an
were
island.
trying. They were like talking to each other and trying to figure
Yeah.
out which one was gonna be,
Right.
which one was gonna live. I
Yeah.
guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was kind of weird.
Oh, what because they had the one guy, I forgot what they called it, and it wasn't approved to do. It was like immoral and illegal. Was making those copies,
Yeah.
but they had that one villain
yeah.
that kept doing it, and it's just like
Why
copying.
wouldn't you?
Huh?
Why wouldn't you?
Oh yeah, absolutely. That's why it's
Copy
illegal.
yourself, so
'cause-
Copy to copy yourself. And you
Right.
Just do anything, and then.
I thought it was a good twist that it came out to be his sister. Like she was.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if I saw that one coming or not. I don't know. I
There's-
pretty much thought she was dead. I think.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
I had a feeling.
Mm.
I had a feeling, but I wasn't sure. It was just like one of those behind the.
Well, a lot of
Back
times
to
it's
the
the
head.
actress, the actors too. It's like I know they're not gonna get this actor just to kill him.
Right,
Like,
right.
you know, like they got to do something else.
And she's been in a ton of stuff
Yeah.
too. So the main character, the actor for the main character, he's been in quite a few
That
things
was
too.
RoboCop.
Was it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Same
I
guy
didn't
new
played
see
RoboCop.
The new
Yeah.
RoboCop.
Yeah, I didn't see that one.
Yeah.
The feel-good RoboCop, not the dark, dank, non-child, family-friendly
Yeah,
RoboCop.
RoboCop is a totally different
Yeah.
genre of movie. Like you know how you have like action
Right,
and like horror, then you have RoboCop.
right. I'd buy that for $1.
It's like what are you what are we watching? And it just got
Weird.
as the series progressed. Yeah.
Oh, the TV show? Because
Nah,
they had a
hell,
TV
nah,
show.
Nah.
Oh, you're talking the movie.
Yeah, one and then two.
Well, even
and
two
then
is
three.
weird.
Yeah, they're all weird.
Yeah.
They just got kind of worse as they went along.
I wanted an Ed 209 toy as a kid.
Oh what?
Ed 209, the one.
Oh
You know,
yeah.
the-
Mhm.
Yeah. You are in violation of fucking. No.
That was weird.
Imitated a robot.
Anybody watch Lost in Space?
Yes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I thought it was okay. It was
Yeah.
pretty
And
good.
like Netflix forces you to watch stuff, man.
Yeah.
And it's like whatever their
But at
little
least it's
feature thing
decent.
is. Yeah, because like as soon as you turn it on, it's like, do you want to watch Lost in Space? Here's the trailer. Like, nah, man, I'm trying to catch up on. And then you come back and it's like, hey, Lost in Space.
We're
Like,
still here.
like, man, all right, man, I'll watch it. Like, hey,
Whoa.
it's like, okay, you know, it's pretty good.
I think my problem that I have most with that is that they autoplay the trailer. So it's
Yeah.
like when that first started happening, I was like about to scroll, and then all of a sudden I'm like, oh, you're what? No, go away! I'm trying to find something else. I'll come back to you later.
My TV gets hung up when I'm trying to go to the next one. It's
Yeah.
trying to play the trailer. I'm like,
No.
I don't want to watch the trailer.
I mean, I even
already
turned
seen
that
this.
feature off on like Twitter and Facebook. It's like, don't autoplay videos. No.
And now
No,
that
stop
I've
that.
watched it, I don't think I get that trailer anymore. Now I'm
No.
getting So now I'm getting that new Adam Sandler movie.
Chris Rock.
No. Can we just stop?
The trailer actually looked pretty good. Though.
Yeah, that's what I said I was gonna watch it.
I
It's got Chris Rock in it, man. He's black. I gotta watch it.
they'll take your card.
Nah, Chris Rock is on the other end of the spectrum. So
Oh,
Did you watch a stand-up special?
no, I haven't watched that one.
It's
Nah, I haven't
pretty
watched
good.
it yet.
It's
yeah.
pretty good, yeah.
I watched the two Chappelle ones. And
Those
then
were
I think
real
he has
good.
two
Yeah.
more of them. Yeah.
I enjoyed the Chappelle one.
Well, it
haven't
was
seen
weird
it.
though. Like the other one where he was just like on the it's like somebody was like, "Hey, Dave's here. Hey, you want to come up here and do some comedy?" He was like, "Sure, man. I'll do some comedy." Like he's just on a stool.
I think he was
And
in
it's-
like one of the famous comedy places in
Yeah.
California or something like
Yeah,
that. So
and
I
it-
think that room's just not very big.
Well, no, that's not that it's big. It's like the stuff that he's talking about don't even seem like jokes that he written.
it's
Like
just
there's long pauses in between them,
Right.
and it's just like he's just having a
Riffing.
conversation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now that I'm thinking about it, yeah, the first
The first one
part
was-
of it
yeah,
was real good. Where he's
yeah.
talking about I could just tell you a joke what the punchline's gonna be.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then he worked his way back.
Yeah,
around
that
to it.
was crazy.
pretty good.
Yeah. No, that one seemed like he actually wrote jokes and stuff for that one, but the other one just seemed like he was just winging it. But they're still funny though. Yeah, he's pretty funny.
I need to watch more stand-ups.
Really?
Yeah. But the Netflix again with their advertising and stuff. They have a series, but it's compartmentalized into one episode. I think it's about 90 minutes, an hour, or 90 minutes to 2 hours. Where you have, I think the first one was 4 stand-ups, and it's called The Stand-Ups.
Yeah, I've seen it.
So a
Yeah.
couple, like they had Nate Bargatze on there from Tennessee, it's a lot of these guys I've heard of through like satellite radio and some of the
Oh, okay.
podcasts I listen
Kyle
Kanan,
Yeah,
yeah,
he was
yeah.
on there. I like him.
Yeah.
He's pretty good.
to. Joe List, I think, was
Yeah, he's
around
on there.
Yeah. So I've been getting more into stand-ups and stuff, and about a year ago I discovered Good Nights up in Raleigh.
Yeah, it's a good place to go. I saw
Yeah.
John Reap there.
Oh,
One
yeah.
of the best comedy shows I've ever seen.
Mm.
That's the only time I've ever gagged from laughing so hard. Like seriously dry because I was laughing so hard.
If I ever laughed that hard, I would be
Panic.
confused. Yeah, I'm like, what just happened?
Yeah. He was,
What have you done to me? Yeah. What did you do to me? I put something in my drink.
Yeah, it was a good show. I think it was because it was so close. Because it's
Yeah.
not a big place.
Sure.
And it was so close, and he was like
Yeah.
screaming the joke.
Yeah.
And you're just laughing. It's
Well, they this month they have in May they have a nice lineup coming. They have Nate Bargatze, they have Robert Kelly, who I listen to his podcast religiously. D.L. Hughley's going to be
Robert
there.
Kelly. I'm thinking about R. Kelly.
No, different. Maybe in the past when he's had some trouble, he did some R. Kelly type stuff, but no.
He's a D.L. Hughley.
D.L. Hughley.
You know, he's not really that funny to me. you know?
No,
Yeah.
he's okay.
Yeah, like he's funny when he's talking about people, like in the
Right.
audience, and he's just kind of
Sure.
like freestyling. Yeah.
Yeah, there's Jimmy Pardo would do that too, where he would find people in the audience, and he just
Roast.
yeah.
We went to
No,
see.
just go on there.
My wife and I went to see Tom Papa recently, and he did some audience work,
Right.
and he was pretty good.
Yeah.
He was pretty good. And he's a clean comic for the most
Oh, yeah.
part.
Yeah.
So but he was really good.
Man, that's tough, man.
Being a clean
Honestly,
comic?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's tough.
Because it's easy to throw out. You know,
Yeah, you
F-bomb
can get
or
you can get
S-bomb.
an easy laugh off
Yeah.
of.
A properly
Yeah,
placed.
yeah. So I was saying a well placed curse word. Yeah. Like, oh,
It's,
pretty funny.
well, him and Brian Regan.
Yeah.
Brian Regan,
Regan's
man.
funny.
That dude makes me cry, man. That whole thing he did, like his little bit about the walkie-talkie. You ever seen that?
No, I didn't see that.
Oh man, that is so
I
funny.
don't remember it, but I heard it.
Yeah, when he's just like,
Walkie-talkie?
yeah, he's like, General, I have this new technology. And he's like, well, you can speak to other people untethered in the field. He's like, oh really? He's like, what it's called? It's called a walkie-talkie. Like, look, General, I'm walkie and I'm talking. Yeah, he's hilarious. But like his thing is like it's real physical too. Like I just said that, but
Right.
he did
And
it
he
a lot
actually
better.
does the-
yeah.
yeah.
And he's like walking up and down like the way he's walking. Yeah, walkie talkie.
Well, I've heard, you know, the classic stuff's been U2 and
I do that all the time, man.
okay,
Yeah.
so-
At the gate. I do it, yeah.
Have a nice flight.
Yeah.
You
Yeah. Drive safe. You too. Yeah.
enjoy the movie. You too.
Yeah. I do that all the time.
I think I actually did that on Thursday
Yeah.
for Infinity
We
War.
was talking about how he mixes them together sometimes. And he's like, take
you-
luck
you-
instead of good luck. It's like, take care. Take
Take
luck.
luck.
Take the
Good-
luck that you
good-
have and care for it. Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Definitely apropos. There is another. Oh, I've been watching. To go back to TV shows a minute. Gotham. I've actually been watching. What? When was the last time you saw it? Seriously. when was
Season 0. Yeah, because,
Well-
nah.
Because I got
Yeah.
tired. Like, I want to see Batman.
it? Right.
Yeah.
Well,
Baby, nobody wants to see baby
you're closer
Batman.
to it now, but it's what you have to what you have to understand for the series is that it's the focus is on the villains.
Right.
So you're watching them.
It bothers me that they're around for so long, though, before you get... Like, these guys are going to be around for 10, 15 years.
Right.
Before.
Well, but they were.
But were they?
Yes.
They weren't created during the...
Not, half of them weren't even created.
Yeah.
Half of them they're just normal people. They're just deranged. So, you know, and
I guess it
they
was
go
never that way in my mind.
well. They go through like they have Scarecrow, Mad Hatter, Penguin, Joker is still kind of in flux. You don't know who the Joker is.
I thought it was the kid from the little redheaded kid.
You think?
Right.
And that's what they want you to think. But he's
That's going to be a reveal.
dead now.
Oh, the kid died?
But he has a twin. But you don't know if he's actually going to be just like, you don't know because the Joker's name never, his history really never came out. I don't think he even found it. But you have all these other guys, Poison Ivy, the League of Shadows is still around. Ra's al Ghul is there, and he already spoke to Bruce Wayne. So you know you see the progression as it's getting to where Batman is.
What about Bane?
Huh?
Have
Bane?
we seen her Bane?
No, Bane has not made an appearance yet. Hopefully he'll be a
Bane's
luchador.
supposed to be Mexican.
yeah, hopefully he'll actually be a luchador.
That's the whole reason why he wears a luchador mask.
right.
Yeah.
I,
They're like, nah,
No.
we can't do that. Yeah, they really couldn't though.
what? But have a luchador?
Yeah,
Sure, they could have.
no,
You don't think it would have worked?
no.
I mean, the way it went really didn't work that well either.
Well, luchador would have worked less.
I don't know.
Like, yeah, it would have.
It would have been too silly.
Yeah, some dude running around in a luchador mask.
Robin
Come on,
Banks.
man. Yeah.
And then he's pumping himself up with Venom.
With the juice.
Yeah.
The juice, juicing up.
Yeah, that would be. Yeah, I remember the matter of fact that Batman game
Yeah.
was the first time that I realized. Well, I guess I didn't realize. That's the first time I found out that he was Mexican because his accent. Yeah, I didn't know. I'm not a big DC guy, so.
You didn't watch the cartoons?
Mm-mm.
Wow.
Like,
Cartoons
oh,
were
you talking about like the old animated?
the-
Yeah, he
yeah,
didn't
yeah.
have an accent in that.
Yeah, he did. Sure, he did.
Like from the 90s?
Yeah.
I don't remember having an accent.
Yeah.
No, he did from the movie. He didn't have
Right.
an accent.
No.
He didn't even
No,
talk.
no. but from the
It's green.
from the TV animated TV series.
Yeah, I
yes,
don't
he-
remember that.
Yep. Quite a few times he overdid the Venom thing. You see his veins going.
Huh? What are we talking about? I was talking about his accent.
Yeah, but
Yeah, the
the
Mexican
whole
accent.
luchador thing and everything, it's in
Okay,
there.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
I'll go back and watch it.
Yeah.
Probably won't.
I should go, but I won't.
Yeah.
Speaking of animated stuff, what about the? Have you seen the anime Batman?
No.
All right.
Ninja Batman.
Yeah.
I watched that today, actually. Yeah, it was pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What was it on?
I fell asleep through a small portion, but I saw the end of it.
I like
Okay.
that. It was
I
pretty
saw the
good.
beginning
Fell
and the end
asleep.
of it. Yeah.
The parts that I did see that didn't put me unconscious.
And the end were great. I really don't know about the middle that much.
So what this is, what it is, Batman Ninja or Ninja Batman,
Yeah.
whatever, is present time Batman and the villains and the whole world were thrown into history, into feudal Japan.
By Gorilla Grodd.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh, was it Gorilla Grodd? Okay.
This is
So-
animated.
Yeah, this is it's Japanimation,
Okay.
Japanese animation. So it's all subtitled and everything.
Oh.
But the artwork in it is amazing. Oh, I'm sure
What
they'll
I
do.
watched was in
I'm sure they'll
English.
do sub.
Was
So,
it? Was it on Netflix or?
Nothing yet. I don't
Okay.
think it's
I can
done
give
yet.
you the website.
Oh, it's out.
I mean, I watched it today.
Oh,
I didn't.
Everything.
The whole
is out.
movie.
Maybe
or
we're
the
not
threat-
talking about the same thing, but I watched. let me look it up here, and I'll show you what I watched. It was Ninja. It was like Batman Ninja or Ninja Batman.
Right, and it was in Japanese, right?
No, it was in
Dialogue was
English.
in English.
Yeah,
It's
the
dubbed.
one I watched was.
Because there's Gaslight also. That one's
I watched
in.
that part of that today too.
Yeah. That one's pre-industrial
Sure, I had plenty
one.
to talk about. Just watching stuff. I watched the Suicide Squad one, that animated.
Oh,
The
that-
animated one. Yeah, I haven't seen that one yet.
Justice League Dark was really. Actually, I think we've spoken about that. The one with Constantine and all that. Dark Arts. That one's a good one.
I don't know.
Was that what you're talking about? What's the cover of it?
Ninja Batman.
Yeah, I watched
Okay.
the whole thing.
All right.
Seen the link.
And it was in English?
Huh.
Yeah,
I'm
Yeah.
surprised.
no subtitles, nothing. It was just English.
Okay.
It sounded
A little
Yeah.
off.
No, it sounded like the normal.
Really?
I want to say
Dub.
No, the Joker wasn't the same guy. It wasn't
Right.
the
Mark
Star
Hamill.
Wars guy. Yeah, it
Yeah.
wasn't
No,
him.
no. They Mark Hamill and Kevin Conroy said that I think the Killing Joke was their last one.
Yeah.
Killing Joke was pretty dope.
I'm a Joker fan.
You would like it then.
Yeah, absolutely demented.
Yeah, you would
Joker.
you would
Which-
really.
Which Joker?
yeah.
It's like 8 different versions of him.
Well, yeah.
This
The worst one.
The worst one.
this would be it then. You
Yeah.
need to see the Killing Joke because that's the worst
Wow,
one.
the Golden Age one, like
Yeah.
he just had like little flour and a pop gun, and he just like
Yeah, not
played
the
jokes on
Japanese
people.
Joker.
Yeah,
Yeah, no.
he's like really not a
The
threat. He
Caesar,
just,
Caesar Romero.
Not the
Joker.
average Joker.
Yeah, with the painted over mustache.
yeah, he was just like mischievous.
Yeah.
He wasn't even a threat.
Devious.
The
no.
Arkham Knight Joker.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
was pretty good.
You killing Joker is
You, yeah,
yeah,
you,
yeah,
mhm, yeah,
uh-huh. That'd be the one.
Can't even get it out. It's
Yep.
so good.
Yep.
Yeah, I was surprised watching the Suicide Squad one. There was some nudity.
Really?
Yeah.
In a
I mean,
cartoon.
it was yeah. That's why I was like, wait a minute, hold on.
Why?
Like, I had to go
what
back.
what is the point of that?
Did I
I mean,
just
it wasn't like a sustained. Oh wow, there's a naked person.
right?
It was a little flash, little breast.
Yeah.
Right, but
It was
it
there.
was there.
Was there a point? Like,
No,
oh,
no, it wasn't
Just
for any
throw it in.
reason.
Yeah.
Just, oh, she got out of the tub and
Where's boob?
oh yeah, there it is. It was real
what did I
fast.
see?
Right.
You're like,
Why did I see that? Like,
Well, they can't do the
It's a
live
cartoon.
action right, so I guess they got to do some interesting stuff with the
That's-
animated.
yeah, that's
I was surprised. I was like, great. So now later I got to pay attention. I got to watch everything
Right.
first and see,
If
if
there's-
it's worth anything.
Boob, more than just boob.
I mean, it wasn't really though. If you'd blinked, you would have missed it.
Sure.
But I just happened.
Hmm.
Yeah.
It's
I was
weird
looking.
that-
I was like, well,
Let's just put that in there. Real
It's weird. And it happened like twice.
Right.
Like two different, like right after one another, the whole little scene or whatever. You're like, is it? Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah.
Sure
I
enough,
see that right.
it
Oh,
was
man.
Boop.
Okay. Moving right along.
DC is definitely moving in an interesting direction with their animated stuff.
They gotta do something.
Yeah. Well, you got Teen Titans Go, the movie. No.
It doesn't know what it wants to be. Like,
no. DC needs to find themselves.
yeah. Teen Titans Go is confusing though too. It's like, is it a kid show? Is it for teens? Like, what? Who is the demographic for this show?
I don't think they've figured it out. Well, if they have figured it out, then they're going to say all the generations. You're going to have the parents to the teenagers to
No, I
kids.
ain't watching that.
So
I would watch Teen Titans,
Right.
the one
Oh, yeah.
before Go, but yeah.
well, weren't they doing a like film length animated for?
I don't know.
There's one out there.
Yeah, it was recent too.
Teen Titans.
I think. Yeah.
It was in the past year or two.
Hmm.
I had them all.
I still haven't seen Justice
Yeah,
League.
Time.
There's what?
I still haven't seen Justice
Neither
League.
have I.
Like I seen every time I turn my Fire Stick on, it's
Yeah.
there. It's like, you want to
Wanna
watch
watch
it?
it?
I'm like,
No.
nah.
I'll
That
watch
I
it.
do.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't watched it. I'm
Yeah.
waiting
Well,
for it to
yeah.
be
I
free
mean,
on something. Just right now, I have to pay $3.99 for it. I'm
I
not.
didn't think it was horrible.
No.
But I'm easy though.
Yeah.
If it's mostly entertaining, I'm like,
Right.
yeah, all right, cool.
Yeah.
What I did think was
Not.
cool is like well, it's been out long enough.
Sure.
You know Superman's in it, right?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like when he finally does
Show
come
up.
back or
Yeah.
whatever, that scene right there, I thought was the best part of the whole movie.
That's
So,
not saying much since it wasn't really a surprise. Well, was it for you? Did you know going in? that
Yeah,
he was
I mean,
coming?
yes.
Okay.
I think part of the Justice League.
Right. Yeah.
He's like him and Batman are the main two people in
Right.
the Justice League.
Yeah.
You can't have a Justice League
Without
Right.
Superman. Yeah.
Superman.
But when he came back and essentially he didn't know who he was,
Mhm.
so everybody's trying to like calm him down and stop him or
Right.
whatever, and they really show like what he can.
Dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the Flash is running and he's like, I see you. It's pretty cool.
Mm.
Like they show his power
Right.
and they come after and he's just standing there, doesn't budge, nothing.
Right.
Yeah. I thought that to me that was the best scene of the whole.
It's always good when you see like, almost see like a character's full potential.
Yeah.
Like Infinity War. Saw a couple of characters. I was like, whoa,
Yeah.
whoa, okay.
Who's that?
Hmm.
Who's that?
Who I'm talking about?
Yeah.
I was talking about Doctor Strange.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
not
I
a
can see
spoiler.
that. He's probably got
Yeah.
probably pretty
Yeah.
powerful.
Yeah. He's definitely coming to his own.
Yeah. He's a bit of a jerk now too.
So are we talking about it?
No, let's do, we haven't been on for a while. Like we
Right.
didn't talk about Thor. So
Oh yeah, Thor Ragnarok.
Ragnarok. So
Um,
everybody's seen it,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Yeah.
I thought, and I just watched it recently again, and it's totally different from like the second Thor.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, apparently Thor went to the executives
Yeah.
and
What do
asked
you
them
mean
to-
Thor went to it?
Thor. Chris Hemsworth.
'Cause I was like, what?
Chris Hemsworth
Okay.
went to the executives
Yeah.
and he was pretty much saying, look, I'm not liking the direction Thor is going in, and he wants him to be a little more lighthearted. I mean, this is just rumor and conjecture,
Yeah.
but he didn't like the environment Thor was in and his personality.
Mhm.
Wanted to be a little bit more upbeat and silly, or at least not as serious.
Yeah.
So they took,
real serious.
yeah, real serious.
Mm-hmm.
So the only problem that I had that concerned me with Thor, the movie, was Mark Ruffalo,
Mm-hmm.
because I remember him saying that he wasn't really feeling Hulk anymore. Like he was
Oh.
kind of tired, maybe not tired of the genre, but like
Well, you can
he
go.
wanted, yeah. Well,
Somebody
so
else. There you
yeah.
go.
So
Get Ed Norton back.
Ed Norton back, right? He wanted to play Hulk.
Yeah.
But like that, knowing that
Yeah.
when I was watching Ruffalo act and stuff,
Mm-hmm.
it kind of sat in the back of my head, and I was like, he seems to be kind of off.
Really?
Yeah.
Hmm.
I mean, I watched it again,
I don't know.
later.
Off like how?
Yeah.
Like more deadpan, less. It like he didn't have his heart into it.
Hmm. It seemed about the same to me. So I didn't really see a difference.
I don't know. Maybe I gotta watch.
Maybe because you had that in your head.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't really see a
Yeah.
difference.
Okay.
They're trying to like, I guess, let us see Bruce Banner because we really haven't seen that much of him. Yeah.
No.
He's just kind of been in passing, but I mean, the Hulk himself is starting to have a little.
Well, they did say he
Movie,
was
like-
Hulk for 3 years.
Yeah.
Or
2 years.
2 years.
Yeah. But yeah, so I was like, I was talking to Byron about it the other day. He was like,
Who?
Byron.
This guy
Yeah.
over here.
Yeah, and he was he was just saying how it's like a little mini movie is actually going on within these other movies. Yeah, with the Hulk, like
Oh,
what's
yeah,
going
yeah.
on with the Hulk, like how he had been the Hulk for 2 years, and then what was the next movie after that? Oh, Infinity War.
Well, yeah, Black Panther.
Can't really talk about that the Hulk was in Infinity.
Yeah.
Infinity War, and he's going through some stuff in that one too. So it's
Yeah.
almost like a little movie.
Yeah.
That's just since the Hulk can't have his own movie for whatever reason.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
I'm not sure what that's
it-
about. Something about you.
No,
I think
he's not
Universal
Fox.
owns the
Yeah,
character, the movie
yeah.
rights. And he can't
So-
have a solo movie, but he can
Right.
be in other people's movies.
right.
That's the rumor. I don't know.
No, that sounds about right.
Yeah, but I mean,
It
yeah.
would have been nice to see a Hulk movie like when
Yeah.
in the was it the first of Avengers or second Avengers when he flew off in his ship after Age of Ultron.
Yeah.
He
Right.
Flew off in his ship.
Right.
Yeah, it would have been cool to see like how he got to the place where he was.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, since they couldn't, they kind of gave a little bit of fan service with the armor that he was wearing. So there's a comic book series called Planet Hulk, where he is wearing similar armor and stuff. So since they couldn't give the fans that movie, I guess they kind of just said, hey, at least we could kind of pay homage to it.
Mm-hmm.
So, but yeah, no, they do it with the cartoons and stuff. So this animated series and stuff, they have that stuff like in the middle,
Yeah.
in between. But I thought what was Jeff Goldblum's character's name? I can't remember.
The Collector,
No,
the Grandmaster,
was it the Grandmaster?
Grandmaster. Yeah.
I thought
You can keep throwing them out there.
yeah.
Well,
The Executioner.
They're
the-
supposed to be brothers.
Brothers,
Yeah.
yeah,
but
yeah.
I don't think that connection. And the Collector's supposed to be strong, way stronger than he was in the movies. But I just didn't go that route either.
Nobody's really come up against him. No,
Did you
nobody.
not see.
Well, not talking about that. Nobody's really come up
Okay.
against him.
Up until Infinity War, but
Maybe.
I mean, you have to realize he had an Infinity Stone. So
Oh yeah. Well, I think he had two, didn't he?
he just had one.
No.
No, he had two.
He had two.
He had one.
Initially,
have?
The
no, he-
Tesseract one, didn't he?
and the power.
No,
No, that was for. But we're not talking about that movie.
we're not talking. We're talking about what the Collector had.
Yeah,
the
no, he
Collector only
he
had one.
The Power Stone. Right?
Yeah,
No, not the Power Stone.
Yeah.
It was the other one. No.
no, Ether. He had the Ether.
Ether.
Yeah,
Yeah, which was
Thor,
reality.
what?
Thor 2.
Yeah,
Mhm.
Dark World. But I'm trying to remember what stone it was.
It's reality.
Was it the Reality Stone?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Reality Stone.
Yeah.
Yeah, sounds about right. Yeah. So things we can't talk about or not.
We're gonna talk about them. All right,
Are
we're
we?
gonna get there.
Are we?
Yeah,
All right.
this we said we are gonna wait to the end
Let's go.
because
Okay. All right. Yeah.
Is that where we're at?
we're getting
nah,
there.
we're still
Yeah.
on. We're still on Thor, right?
Oh,
Still. Okay.
But you know what would suck? So if they ever,
Yeah.
like, you know how they had the Godfather, right? And then the Godfather 2, and then they had the Godfather Saga.
Right.
So it's kind of like they just mix 1 and 2 together and make one big long movie.
Right.
What if they did that with Thor, Ragnarok, and Infinity War? Matter of fact, just take the first 10 minutes of Infinity War and put it at the end of Thor, Ragnarok. And you're like, why did I watch this movie? Yeah.
Well, I mean,
I'm just putting that out there.
I are you trying to tell them the beginning of the movie? Is that what you?
So anyway, in Thor,
well, I mean, I can kind of guess if you look at how it has something to do with how Thor ended.
yeah,
Yeah,
and
I could guess
how he
that.
ended up with the Guardians, yeah.
Yeah,
All right. So the
right,
post.
because you get the scene at the end
Yeah,
of Guardians too,
and
right,
Thanos
where
ship
he-
showing
yeah.
up, yeah.
So the post-credit scenes for Thor Ragnarok, I don't know. For me, that seemed like a waste.
What was it again? I
Gol-
watched them both, but
Jeff
I don't remember.
Goldblum coming out of the ship going, "Hey, we did it!
Yeah.
Revolution! Oh, without a successful revolution, you need someone to revolt against, and you're welcome." And
I don't remember that.
yeah,
I mean, what? What do you mean a waste?
It was kind of pointless.
I mean,
Maybe it was fun and stuff, but I was just
Yeah.
like, I was watching, I was just like,
okay. Yeah, they're not all there to like show you what's gonna happen
Oh, yeah.
next. I mean, that happened post credits or not post
yeah,
credit,
that was the last.
not
'cause-
post the one before the credits or during the credits, the mid scene. I guess that was the one to let you know
Right,
this is what's gonna be happening
right,
next.
and then the
Yeah.
post credit was
Because it is a little confusing because the next movie we have Black Panther,
Yes,
but that was 2 weeks after Civil War, so now like the timelines are starting to jump all over the place.
Black Panther. Oh yeah, it
Yeah.
was. Yeah,
So you had Guardians and Thor, but then that one happened only 2 weeks.
I don't know
after.
when Guardians happened.
Guardian. Yeah, they don't really tell you when Guardians happened.
It happened
Well, it
after.
happened sometime before Thor,
Yeah,
Yeah,
right?
Well,
Or is at the same time, maybe.
the one.
Ish.
it could have. Yeah, it could have been.
The
at
weird
same
thing
time.
is, how come nobody in the Avengers mentioned what happened on Earth with this weird plant thing or whatever growing out of nowhere?
Right.
the big
Because they
blue.
got pretty big.
Yeah, yeah, it crushed a lot of people. It's not like it reverse timed.
That was weird.
Yeah.
Anyway, what was that all about? I mean, what would you say?
I mean, there's no mention of it whatsoever.
Well, it wasn't the whole world though.
That would have been a shield thing, right?
I would think so.
Yeah,
Shield didn't mention
damage control.
it. Yeah,
Come, whatever
Was
happened.
Was
to that?
Coulson there?
it's still there.
Coulson in?
Mm-mm.
Coulson's in Shield.
No.
No, it's about Infinity
War.
War. Yeah, no. Nah, come on, man.
I
T-
thought we
the
weren't
TV
talking about it yet.
TV's not crossing over with
He was
movies.
in, but he
Very
started
well.
in the movie.
Yeah, not anymore.
Can I talk about Captain Marvel?
Well, there's nothing to say about it,
Yeah.
Captain Marvel. We're still talking about Thor. All right.
No, but we're Captain Marvel is supposed to take place in the 90s.
Okay.
Coulson will be there.
In the oh,
Yeah.
you think so?
No, I already
No,
saw
it's
some
confirmed.
stuff online. Yeah.
Oh, is it?
Yeah,
Okay.
he's in it,
Good for
and a
him.
couple other and a couple other people will be.
Probably Kobe and not Kobe.
Colby.
That's her name.
Yeah.
Whatever her name. I don't
Agent
even-
Hill.
There you go. And yeah, what's
Samuel
his name?
Jackson?
Sam Hill.
Yeah,
And
they'll be
then who else?
there. Yeah. No, there is a list of who would be there.
My question is, okay, when it's supposed to be in the 90s, right?
Yeah.
What has she been doing? That's what I want to know. I guess the movie will explain that.
Yeah, probably.
Where have you
She
been?
worked for some poor.
Nova Corps.
No, she works for the Air Force.
Well, that's before she turns into Captain
And then
Marvel.
she's like working Shield.
Is she?
So like Captain America, pretty much.
Well,
I like on the show. Have you watched the animated series?
no.
Yeah, he calls her Air Force, and she calls him Army.
Yeah.
I was like, that's kind of cool.
Well, I mean, she was an Air Force pilot.
Yeah.
What was her rank? Did they-
Captain?
Captain. Was it captain?
I don't know.
No, because that's what the Kree
Yeah,
Captain Marvel was a captain. I thought. I don't know. Whatever.
Marvel.
Marvel. Captain Marvel.
So I think he's supposed to be coming to the MCU.
Yeah. Well, I'd
Marvel.
imagine so. 'Cause
Yeah,
Captain Marvel's got to be an origin story, I would think.
yeah, probably. It's in the 90s.
Yeah.
Okay, are we done with Thor? Was there anything else I wanted to talk about? with
Black
Thor?
Panther. We could talk about Black Panther.
Yeah, well, I'm trying to figure if there was anything else I wanted to talk about Thor. I mean, besides like Korg and Valkyrie, kind of the. Well, no. Yeah. So Hela, what was her powers? Because she was like supposed to say, okay, so Thor. I mean, Loki's the god of mischief.
Right.
So his powers are kind of surrounded by it. He can like just disguises and like multiple multiple projection
Trickery.
of himself. Yeah.
Trickery.
Yeah.
So then, Thor is the god of thunder, which is weird if you think
Right.
about it. Because thunder doesn't really do anything. It's just like the byproduct of lightning.
Right.
And
Yeah.
how do you know it exists everywhere? So how are you on a different planet and have thunder?
Well, you do-
Thunder may be here only. In
Well,
most cases,
you
right?
do have positive and negative.
However, that doesn't mean it's
molecules.
experienced in the same way, or
Well,
even called
it
the
wouldn't
same thing.
react the same way.
But what does thunder actually do? Nothing. Like, yeah, like it's this hammer just goes around, boom, boom. Like, wait, you're the god of thunder. Why are you shooting out lightning?
Well, I mean, in Norse mythology, it's kind of
It's both. I mean, you
Yeah.
can't have thunder without lightning.
Yeah.
It's just about. But anyway, so yeah, but
she's a goddess of death.
yeah, she's a goddess of death,
Yeah.
which means what is her powers?
She killed a lot
Yeah.
of people.
Yeah, but it doesn't make any sense. Like her powers is I can throw a whole bunch of knives at you.
But she's pretty much immortal to a degree.
So is Thor
Right.
and
Yeah.
Odin, and that. Okay, so
Yeah.
that's no different than
Right.
the other Asgardians. So
Strong, fast, stamina. It doesn't say.
I mean, in the
anything
comics,
specific.
yeah, like in the comics, it's kind of different. She kind of has control over
The
death.
domain of death.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But in this movie, I was like, she's more like Ares. I'm like the god of war
War,
because
yeah.
I can just throw a whole bunch of stabby stuff at you.
Stabby,
Like, I'm just throwing stabby stuff. I was just like, what is her power? She just,
Black magic and
Well,
she
yeah.
didn't do any of that stuff in the movies.
well, I mean, she changed her outfit.
ooh.
Yeah.
More stabby things just on my head. Like, that's all it was. So
She was physically stronger than Thor. Maybe not by much, but she was.
she stabbed his eye out with a slashing motion. I was like,
But not a stabby motion.
Hmm.
It was a slashy motion.
I slashed your eye out? Okay.
Yeah.
I'll go with that.
But I think the only way to defeat her was the way that they brought about Ragnarok. Because if she were to go, if Asgard were to stick around, they wouldn't have been able to stop her.
Is she dead?
According to the movie, yeah. I don't know if she's
According to
actually-
what movie?
To Thor Ragnarok.
Well, it didn't show her dead. It
No.
just
No.
showed the two fighting.
And then the
Well,
planet
yeah.
exploded.
That
Yeah,
doesn't make
or
sense.
the-
Doesn't
yeah,
mean she's
you-
dead.
We don't know.
Disc.
But
Planet.
during Captain Marvel, she
It
might
didn't
still
look like
be
a
there.
planet. It was just weird that, and then what did Surtur do after that? Like, he was just like, all right, I
Yeah.
did it.
Well, that was
And
his
then-
prophecy, I guess.
Is he dead?
No, he probably extinguished his helmet thing.
No,
his
he
tiara. is
said in the
probably-
beginning, I can't do whatever, or you can't kill me, or I can't
Right.
do this until
Right.
I bring about that. So, yeah, he probably...
He could have.
Probably just back in
Yeah.
his little crown thing. I thought it was funny.
Floaty.
The beginning was pretty funny. When
The
he-
tiara.
Yeah. But then it was kind of funny that Thor's like, all right, here, Loki, take this and lock this up next to the thing that can bring him back to life. It's
Yeah.
like, why would you put that right next to each other? Like, they could accidentally somebody just knock it over and then Surtur's here. And
Well,
Asgard's dead.
the continuity people, they messed around with the vault,
yeah.
because in the first Thor, you see the Infinity Gauntlet,
Mm-hmm.
but Thanos has supposedly already had it.
Yeah.
So why would it be there? And nobody stole it.
Mm-hmm.
It was a fake.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's what they did was, half this stuff's fake. And she knocked it off
Yeah.
to make that continuity gap.
What did she say that was? Oh, the Tesseract. That's what
Yeah.
she was like.
She
That's
was like, oh,
interesting.
that's interesting.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was real.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
Thor.
Thor.
There it is.
And then
That was the best one, right? The best, Thor.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
It's
I
kinda
liked the
hard for it
first
not to
one.
be.
I liked the first one because that was setting up the story of it and everything, and it was interesting, the characters that they introduced.
Mhm.
And I don't know what Natalie Portman's take on not continuing. I don't think she wanted to stick around the comic movie thing.
Yeah.
But I love the explanation during Thor Ragnarok
Mm-hmm.
with the when they first came down to look for Odin.
Yeah.
He and Loki, and the two girls were like, "Oh, we heard that Jane broke up with you." Or
Mhm.
like, well, it was a mutual breakup.
Yeah.
It was nice that they covered that. But
We saw Doctor Strange.
Yeah.
With that one too. A
Yeah.
little bit. See how, you know.
Did you see the deleted scenes for his
Nah.
interaction with Doctor Strange?
Mm-mm.
Definitely longer than it needed to be, but there were some funny parts in it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Sure, they do that probably a lot.
Yeah.
Shoot a whole bunch of stuff, then cut some stuff
Oh,
out.
absolutely.
So, yeah, we can live without that.
I've been falling for 30 minutes. I honestly, I think throughout the whole movie, the most comedic was the Doctor Strange Thor thing. You know, he's like, tea? He's like, nah, beer? Oh. Drinks it and puts it down. All of a sudden, it fills back up, and he's just like, and then he gets ported around the sanctum.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, can you stop doing? And he's only going like 5 feet at a time.
Yeah.
Can you stop doing that? And he's falling all over himself. Yeah.
It was best Thor. Yeah, the best Thor.
So which of the minor characters did you like the most?
The Thor?
Yeah.
Ooh.
No.
Nah,
you
I mean
like the
Valkyrie was alright.
The little rock guy was funny. Not little, but the rock guy was
Korg.
funny.
Yeah.
You know who played Korg?
No.
He had a
The director.
northern accent.
Oh,
didn't
yeah.
New Zealand.
Tiki.
Oh,
Tiki
yeah.
Watiti.
Yeah, something. Oh, hey, man.
Takai. Yeah. Hey, what's up, man?
Yeah.
I liked Meek.
It was Meek.
He was the little cockroach dude with
He
the
didn't
laser.
do nothing.
But he didn't have to.
It's like, oh, Meek's dead.
He's
He's like, yeah, how was he dead? Oh, he's dead.
Yeah. I stepped on him in the lobby. Oh, he's not dead. Hey, what was your question again?
Yeah.
And it's just like.
Just looking at
I
him
thought he was
like,
great.
All right.
"Ah,
I thought he was
okay,
great.
yeah, all right.
So,
hey."
all right. So, speaking of people who played people,
Otherwise known as
actors.
Yeah.
people that pretend to be other people and things.
Mm.
You got Raleigh SuperCon coming up
Yep.
in July,
Mm-hmm.
or is it June?
July.
Third week of July, second week of July. It's
Last
in the
week
middle of July.
It's July 27th. To the
Is it that
29th.
late? I thought it was earlier than that.
It's on my birthday. Yeah,
Oh,
so
okay. So you would know.
29th is my birthday.
And you
It's my
got
birthday gift.
Dave Batista
Mm-hmm.
and Drax and Clementine
Mantis.
Mantis.
Yeah.
She's gonna be there. Sean
Mhm.
Gunn's gonna be there.
Mm-hmm.
Who played Kraglin and Rocket, physically Rocket, physically. And they just announced the guy who did the voice of Skeletor.
Yeah, Skeletor.
Beware the breakfast burrito.
Yeah. Interesting voice.
Huh?
It's an interesting
Interesting
voice
voice,
for
yeah.
like supposed
Anything.
to be like the villain.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be all powerful. Yeah.
He did the voice of Falcor from Never Ending
yeah.
Story in Man at Arms. He was very diverse in his range. I don't remember his name. But... All right.
His name's
I'm good.
Voice,
Okay.
I'm just
voice
listening.
dude.
Voice dude, definitely voice dude. And then
There's a couple other people there.
yeah, there's a lot of wrestlers and stuff.
Yeah, I did notice that.
Yeah. Oh,
Some
Cloyd
wrestlers.
Kaufman's going to be there. Lloyd Kaufman. Toxic Avenger.
Okay.
You know, Trauma.
Yeah,
films?
no, I
Okay.
remember that, but
Yeah.
I mean, okay.
Well, he helped give
Yay.
Yeah, I know.
he helped give James Gunn his start.
Okay.
So he was like a production assistant or something for Lloyd Kaufman. So
I'm planning on cosplaying.
are you
It's first time,
as well?
and it's a pretty nerdy thing to do.
How you feel about that?
I don't know.
It's a little nerve wracking. I've done
Is
it
it
twice.
nerve-wracking?
Yeah, because I'm a very self-aware person.
Yeah.
So it's like, do I look like a total d-bag walking around like this?
Who cares,
and you
man? What are you
kinda-
talking about? Like, if you was at the supermarket, then yeah, probably. But
Right.
you're like, like a con, man.
Well,
like,
when I leading up
You were
to,
showing up to vote.
yeah, like,
they wouldn't let you in. Leading up to it, I did feel like a d-bag, but when I was there, I actually had a lot of fun. And
Yeah.
times after that, it's like, I should have dressed up.
Yeah.
You know, because it is fun. You know, because the
It's a crazy reaction that you get.
Yeah.
From people, especially if
Yeah.
it's good.
yeah.
Yeah.
Because I 2 years ago or 3 years ago, I dressed up as for NC Comic Con, the one
Yeah.
that's held by locals, as an agent for the Division video game.
Okay.
So it wasn't that difficult, but I did
That's one where you had the flip up thing.
that. No, that was for Ghost Recon.
Mm.
This one was the shoulder
yeah,
thing
yeah,
that had the
yeah.
lights and stuff. So I actually made something out of electronics,
Oh,
part
okay.
of it.
Yeah.
So, which was unfortunately at the end I had to plug it into a battery pack. But if the board was soldered properly, it would have been self-contained, and it just had a light that went around and blinked and stuff, and it was actually really cool. So the cosplay of it wasn't all that, you know, the sweatshirt,
Yeah.
you know, cargo pants and like that. So, but what have you decided what or you just know you're going?
I think I'm gonna do. I want to do somebody from Black Panther,
right.
but I was like,
Wakanda forever.
yeah. I think I'm gonna try to do
You don't get to
M'Baku.
do that.
Oh, I don't get.
You didn't see the
I
Saturday Night Live.
It's not for colonizers. Yeah, but
predates me.
my favorite character in that movie was M'Baku. So,
Oh yeah,
and I kind of have the build more for that,
yeah.
and I'm not putting on black spandex. Oh, yeah.
Are you sure?
Yeah, no,
Oh, okay.
yeah. So I was thinking about doing that one. This might be a segue into our next conversation about Black Panther. Yeah.
One of the funniest lines, I'm sure a lot of people, and I'm sure you would agree. Have you seen it yet?
No.
Black Panther. Okay.
No.
Was we're vegan.
Oh yeah.
There
If you speak again, I will feed you to my children, colonizer.
and they're all.
I'm
got
just
skin.
kidding. We're
Oh,
all vegan.
It was like, you know, a tribal thing, and it's like, you know, really raw, and you're sitting there in the audience, you're like, man, that's evil, and it's like, no, we're just
Yeah.
vegan. It's like, what?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was the leader
The-
of the Jabari tribe.
Right,
He was talking to the guy. He was in Civil War. He's a white guy. So basically, any white people in the movie were
Colonizers.
they were
But there was only what,
colonizers.
like 3?
There was him, and then there was
was Claw.
Winter Soldier, if you want to count Winter Soldier,
Right.
and there was
Claw.
Claw. Yeah, that was, and some in the background, you know, running
Right.
around,
Doing their
Extras.
colonizer
doing
thing.
yeah,
Yeah.
doing white people stuff. In the American scenes when we were in America.
Were they? I don't think they ever shot in America.
Yeah,
When?
well, that's where Killmonger was from. So
No, but that wasn't America. That was like France or something, or UK. Oh, you're
Killmonger
talking
was-
about him as a kid.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when they stole the vibranium, that wasn't
Yeah.
in America.
That was
Okay.
that was in the UK.
Oh.
Yeah.
Then
In
they,
the
yeah, then they
movie
were
or
in
in
Korea.
real life?
In the well, probably both, I think.
Then they were in Korea.
Yeah. And then they were in Wakanda.
Yeah. Well, Claw had a lot of white bodyguards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they died.
Yeah.
Pretty
Very quickly.
Yeah, pretty quickly. They died. Well, you also had agents. You had the CIA or FBI agents.
Yeah. But that's where what's his name showed up at.
Yeah.
Martin Short, right? No, that's not Martin Short.
Martin Freeman.
Martin Freeman. Yeah. Martin Short is a comedian.
A
right?
comedian. Yes.
Yeah. See him in a Marvel movie. Well, I mean, Jeff Goldblum's in one. So,
Well,
you
that's
know,
true. Yeah.
Why not?
Anything can happen.
Um,
Anything can happen.
But Black Panther, like, I thought it was a good movie. There was some stuff in there that I was just like with Killmonger. Everybody was talking about how good Killmonger was. Like, I mean, he had a reason to be upset, but
Right.
to me, he was just too much of a jerk
Yeah.
for me to care. So it was just like he was just mean, like all the time. Like the only time you actually saw him like kind of being human is when
He
you
talked to
know,
his dad.
yeah.
Or talked to his dad.
Yeah, and that was the only time you're like, okay, he's
Human.
just a regular kid, and he's like
Yeah.
a little misguided. And then as soon as he gets back, oh, he's back to being a
Being a
jerk
jerk.
again. Yeah, never mind. Like, I don't care about this guy. Yeah, kill him. Off with his head.
The only problem that I had throughout the whole movie, I enjoyed most of it. There's logistically, I had one problem with the chase scene in Korea, when the whole car like disintegrated except for her and the
Yeah.
seat and the steering wheel, and it's like
That was funny, man.
it
How?
was, but it was like how does it ignore the other
seat.
stuff?
Yeah.
It's like especially if
it was like a breakaway car.
yeah, it was like
breakaway pants.
Where
like,
did I and just sliding down the
she got the
street.
steering wheel
Yeah.
and the seat. That's the only thing left of the car.
Yeah, and her obviously.
Yeah.
And it's like, but the rest of it disintegrated. It's like, how did the destruction just decide to skip what she was
Like
touching?
the blast came in and then it went out.
around
Yeah.
and then came
It
back
came back.
and under and over.
Maybe,
and,
yeah, man. No, what kind of stuff works?
Well, that was the Wakanda car, wasn't it? Or was that no? That was the one that Black
I-
Panther was riding on top of.
I don't remember.
Lexus, I think. It
I
was.
don't remember.
I don't know.
Yeah.
So no, what? Yeah, the one that she, what's her name, was driving was the Wakanda car.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, no, it's that's the only problem. And then Killmonger's speech about taking over other nations and stuff and like that. And he's like, I'm doing this for our people. And it's like, but
Yeah.
you're doing what you were just kind of fighting against, or the reason that you just did exactly what you do.
You did exactly what you do.
Right.
What do you mean?
It's like he didn't want to be that person. He came home to roost, and he didn't want to overthrow, or he wanted to overthrow other things, other
Yeah.
you
He
know,
wanted to put
countries.
black people in power.
right.
Because he was saying that, they, like I said, he came in and like, oh, y'all good. Y'all in here chilling. And like,
Right.
yo, people are out there
Suffering.
starving. Yeah.
Right, but when he was working for the man
Yeah.
in special forces, he overthrew governments.
Yeah.
That was his specialty.
Mhm.
So he was being part of the problem because they mentioned that he did some stuff in Africa as well.
Yeah.
And it's like, but you were the actor in that. And then he's coming back and being the actor of overthrowing
Yeah.
another government. And it's like, but aren't
He's trying
you
to set things right in his mind.
Well, yeah, but
Yeah.
I mean the stuff. I mean, it's like you're doing what you're fighting against
Mm.
in a way,
Nah.
or what turned them.
Nah. Because it was all race, man. It was all based on race.
Mm.
Because he's like, okay, white people are in charge. Y'all came in, took us away. So now we're going to do it. We're going to start everything over. And now all black people are going to be in charge.
Mm.
Oh, that was basically his what he was
His
trying to do.
stance.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and that's what, and Wakanda's just like, nah, like we to ourselves, we're the nation. They're like Donald Trump, like we're gonna put a wall up. Nobody can invade our borders. Strict immigration policy. So,
Yeah, but they still don't have a Starbucks.
they don't have a Starbucks. They probably have something better than a Starbucks.
You think so?
I would imagine
Wakanda
so.
Bucks or something?
Why would it be Wakanda Bucks?
I don't know.
Still could be Starbucks.
Starbucks.
They still got stars in Wakanda.
But you can't have Starbucks because that's
Why not? What are they gonna do?
That's
What is Starbucks gonna do?
sue them.
How?
What do you
Yeah,
mean
they don't
now?
know what
They don't know exists.
Sure, they do now.
Why? Because you said something?
No,
Oh.
because I
Hey,
Took me a moment
Wakanda
to-
is not a
it's
real
like, no.
place.
because at the end of Black Panther,
Yeah.
so they announced to the world that they exist.
We are Wakanda, and we have the resources. Everybody
That's
come
really
to
good.
Wakanda.
I hated that accent, man. It was
You-
terrible.
Somehow you're really good at it then.
It's
Yeah,
like,
you-
why are you speaking so softly?
I am the king of Wakanda. Don't freeze. I never freeze.
Like, oh, man, stop. Man. Like, you trying to be sexy Black Panther.
I am the Black Panther. Do not fight me.
Yeah.
I will post it if you read 50 Shades of Grey as Black Panther. That'd be hysterical. I'd put it behind a Patreon wall because that might actually get some cash.
I'm not reading
No?
50 Shades
Is
of
it
Grey.
as Black
Nah.
Panther?
Nah.
All
mm-mm.
right.
I ain't reading it at all. Not putting myself through that.
No, I wouldn't ask you to.
With Black Panther, there wasn't a lot of like fighting. Like it was like more like a political movie. It wasn't a lot of fighting going on. A lot of action sequences.
Yeah.
I mean, of course, at the end, of course, because they kind of like needed it. But other than that, man, it was just like a lot of jabbering, just talking. It's like, man, okay.
Well, they kind of have to
Alright.
establish their history a bit and,
Yeah.
and the characters and stuff. So
I mean, I love the movie. I
Right.
mean, I don't want anybody to think like I'm sitting here like
Sure.
bashing it, but you know, I always nitpick stuff. So,
I think it was definitely within my top 5.
top 5,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, to me, it was like top 2. It's right there with Civil War. Civil War was my number. Well, Civil War is my number 2 now. Civil War was my number 2. It was my number 1.
And
But-
then something that we are not talking about.
We
now.
are about to talk about
Okay.
it. As soon as we're done with Black Panther, we'll talk about it. But yeah,
Now, would you say it's required viewing for Infinity War?
what, Black Panther?
Mhm.
No, Black Panther was definitely by itself. It was a standalone movie. You didn't really have to see any.
So you don't. But what I'm saying is, should you see Black Panther before you see Infinity War?
Nah, you don't need to.
No.
I mean, unless you want to know who the characters are.
Mm.
I mean, but they're in the movie all of what?
Probably like 5, 10.
Yeah,
Well,
not very long.
yeah.
So, and I mean, it's just there's only a couple of them that actually show up. So, you know,
For a short while.
yeah,
Yeah.
for a short while.
So they all died then, huh?
What? No, I didn't say
No,
that.
no, it's not. It's just
Yeah.
that they were at the end of the movie.
Yeah.
Or you know, like most of the trailers we've seen has all been Wakanda.
Yeah. You
And-
don't see much of anything.
Yeah, and we were all speculating why they were there, and we were completely wrong. I was upset about that, but then redeemed. So
Maybe.
we'll get into that though as soon as we're done with Black Panther. 'Cause I think that's about it. I think I got for Black Panther. And I think like it made a lot of money. There's a lot of people I think that aren't watching Marvel movies went and
Right.
saw it.
Oh, yeah.
Cause I know a lot of black people that
Hello.
yeah that had like they just never watched Marvel movies,
Right.
and then this was like almost required. Like you have to watch this. And he like for me is weird because I've been knowing about Black Panther since I was a kid.
Oh, sure.
And about like Wakanda, and then it's weird to see like my wife was watching Housewives of Atlanta.
Oh, jeez.
And they're on there talking about like Wakanda Forever. I'm like, man, this is weird. Like people know about this stuff now. Like, and before, like even like I saw the premiere, and like Snoop Dogg was going to the premiere, and like,
really know.
yeah, I mean, but they
Yeah.
know the word Wakanda, and
Right.
like, yeah, that's a fictional
You could probably find
place.
some people that think that's a real place.
I'm sure there
Yeah,
are people that like,
I wanna
I
go
want
to
to go
Wakanda.
Wakanda. Yeah, like Wakanda is not real.
Hop on a
Everybody.
plane. You go ahead.
Yeah, just flying to the side
Just
of a
keep
mountain.
looking.
Yeah.
Keep looking.
See those goat herders over there in Africa? Just
Just
fly
fly
into
right
that
over.
mountain.
Them. Just,
No, don't fly over it. Fly into the mountain.
no, fly over the herders.
Oh, okay. and
Yeah,
then
and
fly
then
into the
to-
mountain.
and then fly into
it'll
the mountain.
dissipate.
Yeah.
And it'll be a crazy city with vibranium that somehow powers everything.
Right.
It's just
Right.
a metal. I didn't understand that. How.
I
It
think
just,
the conduction, they do let electricity go through, or maybe it has some sort of interaction with the
I don't know, man. They did everything.
molecules.
Powered their ships.
Yeah.
Like I was like, okay, this is their.
There's got to be more to it.
I mean, Ultron did say it was the most versatile thing on Earth.
Yeah.
Like, and they used it to make a frisbee. But then you know what? That was the other thing. How did Ultron not know about
Wakanda?
Wakanda, yeah. Like Ultron knew everything about everything, like of all time, because he got into the internet.
He had to have, because he also worked with Claw.
He knew about the vibranium,
Right. So he had to have known, because he had to have known Howard Stark.
I don't think so, man. I think if
No?
Ultron knew, he would have built his army based like all vibranium.
It just would have
Yeah,
messed stuff up, and
he didn't know about Wakanda.
I'd be surprised if he didn't. Because even Shield knew about Wakanda, or they knew.
No, they didn't.
They didn't know. No, actually, yeah, they did. Because I think it was in the first Avengers where
They had it on the map.
Yeah.
But I don't know if they knew
No,
what
they
it
did.
was.
Because I remember Bruce Banner looking at some things, and there's Wakanda was listed there.
I remember he
don't
said
remember if-
Wakanda, but he was just like, what is that? That's like nothing.
Right.
So I don't know if S.H.I.E.L.D. knew about it. No, we don't know. It's all speculation at this
Yeah.
point.
So, I mean, we all know about it now, so I don't think that matters.
Welcome to Wakanda. I hope you like what we have done to the place.
Black Panther.
Yeah,
I'm just a hater, man, because I ain't like Mike Coulter as that guy. Luke Cage.
Luke Cage?
Yeah. Because I wanted to be there.
because you wanted to be there.
Yeah, man. All these people, they don't know nothing about comics, man. They're like, oh, yeah, man. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I used to read comics all the time. No, you didn't.
No.
Stop it. I don't know. Maybe they did.
That's what I felt about Zoe Saldana. You know, she when she went for the first Guardians.
Yeah.
You know, it's like you could tell she didn't know.
Man, I watched this video of they had the villains and they had like the cast of they had like maybe like 3 or 4 of them at a time, and they just had the picture of the villains from the other Marvel movies, and they were like, name the villains. They could not name the villains. I was like, how are y'all in the movies? They couldn't remember who. Well, Malekith, yeah, I understood that one, but they couldn't remember who Abomination was, and I'm like.
He was in the Hulk movie.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like they were naming like Ronin. They so it was who was it? I don't know his real Mackie, whatever his name is.
Anthony Mackie.
Yeah, Anthony Mackie. The only one that knew everybody was Tom Hiddleston.
Yeah.
But everybody else, they put Ronin up there. They were like, oh, I don't know. They were like blue guy. Like, I was like, how are y'all in the industry? And y'all don't know. Yeah, like you've been in all these Marvel movies, you don't even know. Like, and they were like, we know who the actor is. Oh, that's Lee Pace. He's playing. I was like, man, so they're like, yeah, they're not fans. Some of them aren't fans. They probably just research their role,
Right.
of who they're supposed to be. Like, oh man, that's cool.
But could a fan play it well? I mean, what as a fan, I would be too stressed to play, character that I'm excited
Nah,
for.
it'd be awesome.
You'd be
Yeah,
give it a shot.
yeah.
Who would you play?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm sure I can do better than Chadwick
Boseman.
as the Black Panther. Yeah, get out of here.
I don't think he could do any of the flips.
Nah,
though.
he was good, man. Nah,
Yeah.
he was good.
It was a fun movie. I enjoyed it a lot. I'd definitely get it digital. That's for sure.
Yeah, I probably will too.
Yeah,
It's required.
And as we
Somebody
discussed,
gonna
there's
break
no
in my
part-
house. Hey man, where's your copy of Black Panther, homie? I'll be like, it's right here, bro. And let me like, all right. He's gonna be from California too. That's why
Yeah.
he was like, homie.
homie.
Hey, homie, where's your copy of Black Panther, homie?
But
What up, bud?
wouldn't you hear him coming though?
So let's go ahead and talk
about
about Infinity War now.
Alright.
So
Infinity War.
yeah.
So
Wow.
it continued where it left off, where Ragnarok left off.
Yeah.
Everybody in the ship.
We don't know because
yeah.
we didn't see Valkyrie and we didn't see Korg.
Oh wait, should I
don't-
warn spoilers here?
Are we doing spoilers?
Are we doing spoilers? Do we
I
want?
don't know.
I mean, how is she gonna talk about it?
Yeah, so
It
we
was
don't want to
very
hear
well
spoilers.
acted.
Yeah. I mean,
the story was
I could
good.
go around
Yeah.
spoilers, but if you want to do spoilers, as they say, man, it's your show, man. It's the Geek Life podcast. So it's your show, man.
I know.
So
Well,
let's
let's do a review without spoilers,
without spoilers.
and then we'll warn when we start talking about spoilers.
All
How
right,
does that sound?
sounds good, man.
All right. So, storyline was good.
That's a spoiler. Nah,
Acting was good.
this is not gonna work.
It
It was good.
It was good. I liked it.
Go watch it.
It was fun. It was well paced.
Yeah.
I mean, they didn't. They mentioned that there's a lot of deleted scenes.
Mm,
So I can only imagine what they put on the floor.
yeah.
So
It's gotta be a tough movie to do.
Yeah.
Get all those
All that
actors in
stuff.
and try to give everybody like screen time, which
Well,
a lot
but
of
they didn't.
characters didn't get
yeah.
screen time.
So there's no Hawkeye
Right. Yeah.
and there's no Ant-Man.
Mm-hmm.
So, but there are
There's no
other
Quicksilver because he's dead.
spoiler.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's they did a good job spacing things out, and it was funny because when I was watching one scene go, and I was like, hey, I wonder what's happening to. Oh, they're there.
yeah.
You know, so they timed everything pretty well to get you suspense for because things happen in different areas. Suspense for one group of people while you're watching what's up there now. So as that's going along, they timed it really well to flip over to who you were wondering about.
Mm-hmm.
So and they just kind of, I don't know if they went. I have to when I watch it again on Tuesday. I'll have to see if they did it in like a circular thing, or they went from one location to the other location to the other location to the other location to the other. If they went in a, or if they bounced around a little more
I
randomly.
think they bounced around because it was like at first you had like all these little small groups, and then it ended up like the small groups got together and made a bigger group, and then the end of the movie you had basically what, 2 groups? Yeah, so you had two different groups, and what I liked about it is like they I don't know if you caught on to it, but they started playing like the theme music every time one of the characters showed up. So like when
No, I'll have to. Yeah. I didn't
yeah,
pay
so
attention.
like when
Okay.
they like Captain America shows up, they start kind of playing his theme music, and then when Black Panther, well she's talking about, oh, I know a guy,
Right.
and then they start playing Black
Black
Panther's
Panther,
theme, and then then they're in Wakanda. I was like, oh, okay, that's kind of cool. I like how they did that.
Yeah.
But that's got to be a tough movie to shoot, man.
Well, when and
Especially
this
the main character is CGI.
yeah.
Like,
Oh, they did a fantastic job
Man.
with Thanos, because you actually see emotion
mm-hmm.
in like in close-ups and stuff. Yeah, it still looks kind of rubbery, but they're almost there.
Look like an alien, man.
Yeah,
Wasn't as bad as like Blade. I don't know if you remember CGI from Blade.
yeah, it was kind of. But I mean, that was what?
That was the
15 years
90s,
ago?
yeah, the late 1999 or something like that.
So
But, I remember when Thanos, and this was in the trailer, when Captain America's holding up Thanos' hand,
Right.
and just the way he's looking at him, like,
Right.
what? How are you doing? I don't know what is like he was trying to say, like, how are you doing this, or like,
Right.
why are you still fighting,
Right.
or, yeah, and then
Why are you trying?
yeah,
Yeah.
like why are you? At that
It's
point,
futile. Yeah.
he was just ridiculous.
yeah,
Like Thanos, like you can kind of see the progression as he was getting strong. He's another one like Hela. Like we didn't see any of his powers.
Right.
Like, I was
well,
like,
you got to see a few.
no.
Mhm.
Isn't he just pretty much like super strong and like he doesn't
Well,
have any-
He has,
without the
telekinesis.
Infinity Stones,
Yeah,
yeah. I mean, he's probably just
he's got
I don't know.
telekinesis.
huh.
He has
Telekinesis,
telekinesis.
yeah.
Yeah. Which that in
That-
itself,
well, he's Kree, isn't he, or something like that?
he's
Or-
no.
n-
He's a
Titan.
Yeah, no,
No.
yeah.
Yeah, no.
Well, he's an Eternal, so he's like,
okay, yeah.
yeah. No, he's a Titan. He's a Titan.
I think he's like just more powerful than Thor. Without the gauntlet and everything, I think he's just like, Thor's like here, and Thanos is here.
Oh, that means he's just more powerful.
Just more
just
powerful.
more powerful.
Not
So now I
mean,
get it.
because
It's not
I
like
don't know.
this.
I don't know what's.
Until,
Until he
Well,
did this.
I don't know what's in that little space there. I don't know what's
that
in the little
space.
space.
The Hulk is in between there.
You think so?
Actually, the Hulk is higher than.
It's supposed to be.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's pretty strong.
Yeah.
But
Spoilers.
but
but
what else can we talk about that's not spoiling this movie?
so the Hulk plays a big part, huh?
No, actually,
Well,
we're gonna talk about the mini movie that I was talking about. What's going on with the Hulk? What's going on with you? Yeah, I mean, honestly, I was blown away. Like I already know the story.
right.
I already knew what was gonna happen, but
Yeah.
then I'm like, no, they're not gonna do that. There's an event. Let's just call it the event. When we call it the event, it's kind of like how how everybody in the Marvel universe calls it the event. That when Loki came down, they call it the event.
Right.
So yeah, when the event happened, I was like, so in the comics, when Thanos also does the event in the comics, like Mephisto was there, and it's funny because Mephisto was like, I felt like Mephisto, because Mephisto was like, he's gonna do it. He's really about to do this. That's how I was thinking in the movie. Like, man, this is really about to happen. Like, it's just crazy, man. Like I was thinking, like, I've never had a movie where I'm like emotional, not emotional, like crying emotional, but actually you feel emotion.
You're vested.
What I mean, it's what 2008 that I've been watching these characters, and then
10 years.
Yeah, and all the movies have been pretty much like, we know how this is gonna end up. But then this was like, like I'm in the movie theater by myself, and at least 7 times I'm like, and I know people are like, so I was in the back, like, this dude is weird, man. What is he? What is he talking about? Like there one scene. Let's see if I can get around this. So the last gem, we find out where the last gem is, and I was a little upset about that because we've had all these theories about where the last gem is. I thought it was Heimdall, because Heimdall had this. He had the same color. He had the orange eyes, and then Thor had that vision where he didn't have any eyes. Yeah. So I was thinking, okay, it's probably Heimdall. And he even said like he can see souls, which that's the last gem they're trying to get.
Soul gem. Yeah.
The soul gem. And then that kind of shifted to Wakanda because we saw, that whole place that he went when he becomes a Black Panther. He goes to like this weird place where he talks to other dead people. So we're all thinking, okay, so that's probably where the gem is. And then come to find out, it's not. It's just some.
Well, in the beginning, and this really isn't a spoiler because I mean.
The beginning of what?
Actually, no, it is of Infinity War.
Oh,
but it would be a spoiler.
Oh yeah, that's a spoiler. Yeah. Come on.
Well,
so,
I was
just about to say, and
yeah, I was gonna omit.
All right, let me finish.
Yeah,
because you was about to drop a spoiler.
Go
All right, so
I'm not gonna Byron. Go ahead.
Yeah. That's Byron's job. Good thing he ain't here, because he'd have been like, "Oh man, let me tell you, black." Like, oh, come on, man.
Podcast would have been over an hour.
Like, all right, we could cut that off and rewind that, because he just spoiled everything. Yeah. What? Yeah. Shout out to Byron if he's still listening. He probably not. He's probably asleep.
We'll probably get a text. I guarantee it. Or you'll get a phone call.
Hey, listen, I just looked on the thing. I was the only one on there, so.
All right, yeah, go ahead. Go.
But so the last place where we find where the soul gem is, and I was just like, man, are you serious? Like, it's just some random planet out in random Earth, and I was just like, man, this is so oh snap! Are you serious? Yeah, that was my reaction, because it was disappointment, and then immediate follow, like Marvel was like, yeah, this is disappointing, but.
Here's this.
Watch this. I was like, I know. And it was like where I was at, the movie theater I was at is Market Fair, which was like an old,
sorry about that,
dusty movie theater. I didn't know, man. Like, I was trying to go to the IMAX, but it was all sold out. Yeah, 2:30 was 2:30 in the morning. Yeah, I was gonna get a ticket for that, and then I looked at how long the movie was. It's like 3 hours.
Well, I
would have got home like at 6 in the morning, so I was like, nah. So I went to Market Fair. I was like, no one's gonna be here, and no one was there. Yeah, I mean, there's a reason why. Yeah, it was just moldy, man. Just okay. So
is that the one in like the
Market Fair, the old mall?
The old mall.
Yeah, the old mall. They tore half of it down, and now it's like all outside.
Yeah,
shopping things. And what's crazy is that they redid the lobby, so the lobby is real nice. But then they didn't redo the theaters, unless maybe they did like 1 or 2.
Right.
But I wasn't in that 1 or 2. The 10 o'clock show was like it had to be like 50 seats in there, and it was just rank, and it was like dank.
I think
it's
that's
like a dungeon.
Did you come out with like mesothelioma or something?
I know, that's what I felt like, man. But there was probably about 30 people there.
Okay.
Yeah. But you know, when I was yelling like an idiot,
Yeah.
none of those people knew
What was going on?
yeah what was going on.
Yeah.
And I heard like people like they were like whispering like,
That dude's weird.
nah, I can't
No, they
say
said that out loud.
Yeah. Well, the
Stop being
looks
weird.
the looks were
Well,
just
it's
like
just enough.
because I was all the way in the back and they're like,
Yeah.
but yeah, they were just whispering like, okay, I'm trying not to spoil this. They were whispering, just like, okay, what?
Who is that person? Or
Yeah, see, that's
or
yeah.
No,
They were
in
just trying to get
general,
clarification of what
on
they were
what's
seeing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
So I was just like, okay, yeah, I'm the only person in here freaking out because this is something that goes way back in the
Yeah.
Marvel universe that was kind of unexplained. So
Right.
it was like immediate disappointment and immediate hype
Right.
at the same time. And I was just like,
What's that?
the emotion. I don't know what the emotion. You ever seen that Emoji movie?
He's trying to get you to trip.
I know that the Emoji movie.
I-
yeah, that's what it was.
I was like, okay, you know, just go along with it.
Yeah,
Surprised,
yeah.
and then a little bit disappointed.
Okay.
And I can't tell you why because that would spoil it.
Spoil it. I wasn't
At this
disappointed
point,
at
anyway.
all. I mean, other than the fact that that was it, and then it was just kind of like,
Let's
did
get
that just happened? Wait a minute, what's still going on there? Like, yeah, it was like, did he just
did
thank
this
you
just-
and then just
da-
bounce?
da- da- da-
Yeah.
yeah. I guess.
and what's going on there now? Like, okay, but
I think we should just do the spoiler thing. I don't think we can't contain. What else is there to talk about? The cinematography was beautiful.
yeah, man,
The script was well written.
very well. I mean, for a superhero movie, this is like something we've never seen before.
Yeah.
Superhero movies are usually just linear,
Yeah.
and then something happens, and then they get their butt kicked, and then they come back.
Or there's a flashback. Or yeah.
Well, it's always I'm gonna come in, I get my butt kicked, I got to figure out how to get stronger, and then now I come back
Right.
and win. Which
Kind of like an anime.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I
Let's
like
get stronger.
Dragon Ball Z. It's Dragon Ball Z. But they did that. They went back and got strong,
Right.
but
Not
that
we are so slipping.
I know. It's like,
All right.
it's crazy, man. Because I mean, you say you don't care about spoilers, but
Right.
man,
It's
No, I don't really.
no. Well,
it's pretty big, man.
yeah, they're pretty. I know you don't care about spoilers, but I think sometimes the surprise is,
Sometimes I like knowing. I can
Oh,
be like,
yeah?
oh, this is the part that we're talking about.
Well, do we?
I
Yeah.
bet you have to like preference it. This
Well,
is
the
spoiler.
spoilers.
All right, so
Spoiler.
if you've been here
Here.
with us and you don't want to hear spoilers,
Yeah,
hey, have a good night.
Let me see if I can find a.
Is this the last thing we're gonna be
yeah,
talking
this is the
about,
last
right?
thing.
All right.
Well, no, there's probably one other thing, but more on the.
That might be
science
more
stuff.
spoily.
No, no.
Oh, okay.
Unrelated. Spoiler.
Unrelated to this podcast, we'll be talking about.
Something else. I'm trying to find.
I'm curious what that is.
Sports
Here, let's
memorabilia. I know, right? What is that?
Just a sound effect.
Sound like something from Mortal Kombat.
There. All right.
Fatality.
No,
That's what
it
it
was
sounds
just
like.
something on YouTube.
Alright.
So
So we're gonna get
Infinity
into
War
spoilers.
spoilers. Yes.
First of all, I have to say,
Yeah.
why the black guy always gotta die first?
Was it the black guy that first?
It always is.
But was it?
Yes, it was the black guy that died first.
No. No.
Okay,
No.
who was it?
Loki.
No, sir.
Yes.
The black guy died first.
No.
Trying to push the Hulk back to Earth.
Yes.
so why
but
would you do
Loki,
that?
didn't Loki die before that? Are you sure?
Loki died right after that.
Well, if you want to be really technical, there was a lot of white people on the ship.
They're
They
not
died
white.
first.
They're Asgardian. Well, I
Asgardian.
guess I can't say that because then he's black, so he's not really.
Yeah, he's So-
Stop saying what I'm trying to say.
Was it a blind guy?
Yeah, him
Heimdall.
down. Yeah,
Yeah.
he was the first one to go.
So let's go over how many deaths.
So you knew people were gonna
a
die.
lot.
Yeah.
Yeah,
A lot of people?
There's a lot.
I figured a good portion of the cast.
I didn't
yeah.
think that.
No,
I thought
I didn't think
I
so
thought
either.
maybe
Well,
like
I've been listening to all the other
Oh, okay.
people online
Yeah.
talk about it and
Right.
speculate. So I was like, yeah, it kind of makes sense to kill. You can't have that many people and then all their movies, and then some people are probably tired of doing their movies.
yeah.
Like their individual movies.
And see,
and stuff.
I understood that. That's
Yeah.
why I understood. I understood them killing off those people, but
What do you mean those people?
those
As
people-
Guardians?
Yeah, no, I understood that. Yeah, I was
Yeah.
thinking that too. Like I thought some people were safe.
Well, the funny thing
that
is they
weren't safe.
they
I was like, what?
they say that half the Asgardians died. And it's like you look at the ship and it's like, how can anybody survive that?
Yeah,
other
where
than
are they?
Thor? Right.
With half of them, like,
So where's the other half?
no, I mean, I guess they don't all have to be on Asgard. So like Sif, like where's Sif? I don't think
She
Sif-
died in Ragnarok.
When?
Yes, all the band of friends
She
there.
was not in Ragnarok.
Yes, she was.
No, she wasn't.
Yes.
No.
No.
Are you sure?
Yes. No, she
I
wasn't.
thought
in
she
Ragnarok.
died like really early when Hela came back.
I forgot to talk about that. I was very upset about how they just
Oh,
killed
just punked them all?
Volstagg. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's
was
like, who are... I was like,
Like,
wait a minute. You can't just kill him like that. Hey, what about... Look. Yeah, Fandro. Yeah, Fandro, Volstagg, and Asian guy. I don't know. I can't remember his name right
I
now.
can't remember. It.
He at least went out with, like, you know... He got a chance
Fighting.
to at least fight. Yeah.
Yeah, he did the math.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, you know, Volstagg
I'm
was
outta
just
here.
like... Oh,
They're not coming back.
yeah, he was just gone. But yeah, but Sif still out there, I guess.
I thought she did. I swear she.
There were some Shield characters too that are that let us know that there's Asgardians on Earth. So
Yeah.
you know, but yeah. So yeah, that's why I was saying if you watched Ragnarok and then watch the first 5 minutes
Yeah. Everybody's
of
dying.
Infinity War, they're like, yeah, we made it out of here, and they're
Yeah.
like, nah,
Oh.
you're all dead,
Yeah.
except for Thor, Loki, and Heimdall. And oh wait, y'all two are dead now too. Yeah.
Well, and Hulk.
Oh yeah, Hulk. Yeah. So that was the thing that was crazy that changed. The Hulk was only in the movie for about 5 minutes.
if that.
Yeah. And he got the brakes beat off of him
Oh yeah.
so bad that he didn't even want to come out anymore, which was crazy. So that was like the whole thing I was talking about, how it's like a little mini movie
right.
with the Hulk. Byron was talking about. I'm gonna credit that to Byron. He was talking about how it's like a little movie.
That I think the interaction between Bruce Banner and the Hulk
Yeah.
was one of, if not my favorite, like line through the whole movie,
Mm-hmm.
because it's like Hulk is scared.
Yeah.
Hulk doesn't want to come out at all.
He's trying everything.
And
He's
they're
like,
fighting.
trying to get out.
Yeah.
And then finally, like, green face Hulk comes out and he's like,
No!
no!
And then he just goes right back.
He's like, all right, well,
Got to
I
do
guess
this
he's
myself.
not coming out. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanos beat the brakes off of the
Yeah.
Hulk. The Hulk. And then it's like this, that's the first time the Hulk, besides, I guess, fighting Thor. Fighting
Right.
Thor is a little bit different, though, because
Yeah.
it wasn't really to the death.
Right.
Where Thanos,
Just
like
end
mopped
you.
the floor with him.
Yeah.
And it wasn't like that. Like, Thor just hit him once or twice, and he went flying. But nah, Thanos was just like punch, 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 punch.
yeah, he-
Pick up, throw, punch, punch,
That
punch.
was a street
punch,
fight.
Punch, punch. You're knocked out.
Yeah.
And then it was just like, all right, how do you knock the Hulk out?
You
Yeah.
have to be Thanos.
I guess. But the Hulk was very like, you could tell he was kind of surprised that
Yeah.
he was getting handled. Because at first, he was, he was handling
Yeah.
Thanos.
They were going blow for blow.
Yeah, and then Thanos was like,
He
all
was
right,
like,
enough of this.
Yeah. Just
I'm Hey, but you know what, with Thanos, like, so the whole movie was really a Thanos movie. They didn't really go over his origin, but they went over like why he thinks
Well,
the way he thinks.
yeah. I
But-
mean, that's kind of his origin.
Yeah, no.
Like,
origin would be like, who were his parents? How did he come to power? And he was just basically born with all this stuff. But
Yeah.
the main thing I was talking about I thought that was kind of cool is that Thanos wasn't really that bad because of his mindset. Like, he didn't really kill anybody until
thought he was altruistic.
until they actually did something to him. So,
Right.
like, I guess, like, what's his name was alive. Heimdall was
Right.
alive, and until he sent the Hulk away, and then Thanos was like, "Okay, well, you're dead now."
Yeah.
And then Loki was alive until Loki tried to stab
Yeah.
Thanos, and then he was
Well,
like,
"Yep,
I'm
you're
just gonna choke you
That
now.
was a sickening way to die.
Yeah.
He took Loki and he just squeezed the life out of him at the neck. And
Dropped him
blood in the
right in
eyes
front
and
of
everything,
Thor.
right in
Like,
front
here's
of
your
him.
brother.
Like, this is what happens when you oppose me.
Yeah. Then he blew the ship up.
Yeah.
I guess Thor is indestructible, man.
Well, I guess he
He got hit by a star.
Yeah.
And
oh, yeah.
yeah, he was still alive. So he's
that was a great line.
indestructible.
I'm gonna keep it open and until I die. It's like, well, you're going to that. It will kill you.
Yeah, it's like it will kill you. Yeah. No, it didn't.
Right, we'll get to that.
So he's pretty much indestructible. Yeah.
Oh.
So
Close.
yeah. So what was I gonna say?
I don't know.
The black guy died first, and then Loki.
The Asgardian died.
Yeah, the black Asgardian. Which I don't know why that exists. Yeah, but anyway, yeah. So those were the first two to go.
Yeah.
And then we didn't really have anything for a while. Anybody else go for a while, but we saw the teams kind of start coming together. And Thor met up with the Guardians.
Yeah.
And
That was great.
Yeah.
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 See the interactions between the different genres or groups, they're really funny.
Yeah.
Because it's like you're comfortable with each of these characters, and then you realize that they don't know who the heck each other are, and it's like, oh yeah, they're strangers to each other, and it's just like, oh yeah,
Yeah, we know who
guy
they
that
are,
has-
but
that can do magic. Why
Yeah.
not?
I guess they kind of know of each other. Well, everybody knows the Avengers,
Right.
but like the
Except
Avengers,
the Guardians.
yeah, well, except the Guardians, but everybody doesn't know like Doctor Strange and
Yeah.
Spider-Man.
Mhm.
So I guess the first thing was when Hulk got back to Earth,
Yeah.
and he
landed in the
he
sanctum.
landed in the Sanctum with Doctor Strange, but now he's back being Bruce.
Right.
But then immediately, like that anybody cared about. So yeah, just take it. They're dead. That's the story.